Hang on, let me see if I can get someone here. Okay, let's see. No. No. Okay. Well, Blake's will just Wielder will just be sort of quiet, I guess.
Maybe that signifies something, like when you're gaining an aspect or when there's a new aspect nearby, you have to focus really hard on quieting down ones that already exist. Like they know that something's up. And Wielder doesn't agree with the perspective of the aspects and doesn't empathize with them in any way. And so is putting forth all of their effort during this most magnified moment in order to suppress the power of the aspect.
That's deep. Maybe Wielder as a Warforged has a mute button and accidentally clicked the mute button and then thought he wasn't muted the whole time.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Seems like a really handy but also annoying feature for a Warforged to have.
All right, I'm going to be starting the recap proper then in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Everyone, welcome back to Slaypool. Where we last left off, the Rising had begun their battle against Far. It was a long and hard-fought battle against the vampire, who explained the deterioration of his mind and soul from the Sky Pope's curse had led to him becoming on the verge of collapse, and had been holding out to protect the worshippers of Alex until he could find someone to take his place. The group eventually managed to whittle him down until he lost all control, reverting into a primal vampire. There, the final blow was dealt. Onari tried to use her magic to save his soul, but was not capable. The curse rendered Far, Regimund Alexander, from this world. Onari was selected as the new Speaker of Alex. Meanwhile, Happy Fizzlebang continued her mission to investigate the remains of Sovereign, hoping to bring back a well-needed ally for their fight against the Conclave and the other factions in the Canvas world. All this comes together for one more aspect defeated. One penultimate trip to the Azure. One aspect remains, and Vonari has a meeting with Alex.
Due to a glitch, there was 30 seconds of trailing audio on.
I was gonna
I
say,
don't
like
even
that
know how
timer
that
showed 2
happened.
minutes, but
Don't even know how that happened. Where did this audio come from? There's nothing. There's just 30 seconds of silence, but I didn't want to re-render it because I could just stop the recap. Blix will be
Technology.
here momentarily. But in the meantime, there's a door leading to the Azure.
Which is
An Azure
different
Can I go in?
from usual.
I would like to go in.
Oh yeah,
You'd
does
like to go in?
does it stop him from
Yeah.
entering despite not having an aspect? In the past it did.
In the past, it did.
There was like a
However-
blind light and you couldn't even look.
However, now you should be able to go in. With that said, however, let's have a little bit of a momentary break while we wait for Blix to log in, rather than start without Blix. Apparently, we're hemorrhaging sponsorship money.
Oh,
Can anybody remind me what level my character is supposed to be during this session?
You
Not-
should be 9 and then be leveling a 10 afterwards, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, because we just beat out an aspect, so next time we rest we'll go to 10.
oh, I'll do that between sessions. I'll be 9 for now.
What if we have a fight though?
Then I'll be slightly less good.
Not like this.
Level 10 for Rogue is not that big of a deal.
So you probably don't get
I
I'm
get
it.
a
sure it's
feat.
easy for me too.
Get a feat?
Rogues
Yeah,
get a feat.
a 10, don't they?
I know fighters do.
I literally do.
They do get
don't
a feat
any.
at level
Oh
10.
wow, that's neat.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, like, I need to figure that out, and that's the hard thing to figure out.
Wait, Rose get
You
a feat
get,
at level 2? Ooh.
you get Crusher.
That doesn't sound great for someone who doesn't use any
Doesn't use
blunt
blunt weapons at all.
Well, it says when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to a non-occupied space. It doesn't specify it has to be a melee one, and bullets can do bludgeoning damage. So,
I thought they did piercing.
did they take out the bludgeoning? That might be like a third
That's
edition thing
That's
I'm missing.
Pathfinder. Yeah, we
Oh
took
man,
Yeah,
the.
it's
that would
only
have been
piercing
such a
here.
funny combo. Like you just shoot someone and move them around.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. You like shoot them in the shoulder and they like stagger
I mean, I
back or
could get
whatever.
piercer.
Also, if you think of the thematic interpretation of hit points, where it's actually just wearing them down over time rather than, oh my god, you stabbed me through the heart 18 times, it kind of makes sense that you're shooting near their feet and they see where you're aiming and they have to move out of the way.
That's also true. That's like in every Western movie.
I think that interpretation still works with piercing damage, which implies that hit points are actually not the thematic interpretation, and you actually do stab the dragon through the heart 18 times before it dies.
Or less, yeah. I think they do that. Each swing is actually a swing in 5e.
Big swings in the chat.
Which is a difference from second edition because every round took a minute, and the idea was that your roll is a culmination of your best attack.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's why different weapons had different speeds. So, like, some weapons were faster than others. If you had a faster weapon, you got to attack first.
Second edition, baby.
What if we just played the rest of Faith in second edition?
It'd
That
be
would
kind of hard
probably
to
suck.
port.
None of us really know how to do that.
I've played Baldur's Gate. I can figure it out.
Yeah, everyone, I hope you can figure out
My
that quote.
hotel's as clean as an elephant horse.
I've always been leadership material.
See, that's all you need to know to play second edition. You just need to
Yeah.
know these famous sound bites. Okay, how about this? You guys are having a normal adventure, but then, like, the space stuff with all the moon? So we go into space and Faith, and now it's Star Wars.
Yo, there's a dungeon delver feat here, and it says traveling at a fast pace doesn't impose the -5 penalty on your passive perception score. And I feel like that's pretty good for Lapis.
Yeah, it's absolutely good. I thought about that specifically.
Does that work on the I know it says fast pace, but does it work on like cautious pace or whatever that is? Risky, that's what it is.
Yep.
Hooray.
So if you want to specialize in dungeon crawling, that's the dungeon crawling specialization.
You get that
Anyway,
and
it takes
alert.
me like an 18th of a second for me to level up to 10. My D8s become D10s. Wow. Okay, I'm done.
Not alert. Observant, that's the one. You get that and observant. And then you have like a 22 passive perception, just never hit a trap again. And if you do, you're resistant to its damage.
Well, don't you get to just roll if you're? Isn't there like trap? Doesn't trap find say you basically just roll your perception whenever there's a trap nearby?
No, not in Lascalia. I know
Ah.
I haven't really done a dungeon yet, but basically we just move at the speed that we say, and then we have our passes.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot we have the new rules. My bad.
Here.
Hey, welcome.
It's like largely the same rules. It's just I've now baked in the assumption that you're like taking tens or whatever into everything. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
taking 10 is assumed that you're just doing like the average result after a number of tries. So I've just sort of baked that into the math.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I look forward to next year when I get to play with them.
I'm waiting for Forge to load.
I want to get more spells because I never got the faith needed. So maybe just a feat that could give me more spells.
There are feats that'll do that.
You can probably get a lot of faith. Like you can grind faith if you start doing stuff with Xenos and them. That's probably where you would want to go to get the faith. But anyways, we should all be here by now, right? I believe
Yeah.
so.
I think
Beautiful.
so.
Let me get into Forge.
As you're
Here we go.
connected.
Now it's
I
loading.
was gonna say, yeah, it loaded super slow for me. I don't know why, but
There was one step that took a really long time for me. Oh, it turns out that my DNS settings got reset for some reason or another, so I had to go to my Ethernet connection and say 8888-8844.
you use Google's DNS. I think that's
I
their.
did work
I think
at
that's
Google for
Google's
a long
DNS.
time.
I have a belief that Google runs the internet anyway, so I may as well use the fast internet.
What about Goggle Chrome?
I like Goggle Chrome. That's like the superior browser.
Is
Honestly,
that funny?
I tried switching to Firefox for like a month, and I am now back on Chrome because I couldn't figure out a couple issues I was having.
Oh, really?
Mozilla Firefox.
I've been on Firefox the last couple of years. I like it a lot, but
Yeah, I'm using Mozilla
Switch.
Firefox.
sometimes Chrome
switched-
really is just fast as heck. Though I got to use it sometimes. Whenever.
I switched back to Firefox a few years ago. I was Firefox and I switched to Chrome for a few years, and I went back to Firefox.
We use Firefox for like 90% of the time.
The dev tools on Chrome are sometimes useful though.
I
They're a
feel
little
called out.
I'm using Mozilla Firefox.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually using Microsoft Edge.
I'm actually using
Oh.
Chrome for Foundry though because it's full screen. It's better than Firefox. I find.
Edge is actually more popular than Firefox right now.
It's the
It's
fastest
on every
browser.
single PC. So
Yep.
It's
by
also the
default.
fastest browser. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh, what if I got Keen Mind on Isaac?
Ooh.
That'd be pretty
Are we
cool.
leveling up? Did we level up?
We'll be
Yeah,
leveling up
yeah.
afterwards. I'm working on stuff. It's not going too hot, but I'm trying to pull it together. Does anyone have the happy token? I don't have
It's
it
been so
anymore.
long.
I don't have it. Like I straight up do not have it anymore. It's
Did
really
It should be on
bad.
Roll20.
In theory, I would
Did-
have it.
Did we start Faith
Yeah, here we
pre Garfield? Oh, there. Never mind. Don't even need to look for it.
I
I was gonna say you could always go on Discord and query has image in this channel and look for it.
Oh, you cut out the.
You
If you
also
just
go,
want
like,
just
Roll20
the
and download it
image,
from there.
I don't know.
Found it.
Nice.
It took me way too long to do that. But we got there. All right. Happy is back. That's right. And so, everyone, welcome to the Azure. Let's get back into it, everyone. Is there a way to like quickly play the yogurt music? Can they speed it up like 400 times?
I pick up all my weapons and my arrows.
Good. You are able to go through the door now, Isaac. Unlike every other time before.
Hooray! Or I'd like to roll insight on Alex.
What is he doing? He's just sitting there. You also
Wanna see if
notice
he's
that
relaxed.
Happy is sitting in the third chair.
Hooray!
Oh, that's convenient.
It's good to see you again, Happy.
Likewise. Likewise. I suspect you've been busy.
Yeah. Yeah, we killed a few guys. We saw Percy. Oh, we killed Regimoon, so that's why we're here.
He was the aspect of acceptance, just to be clear. We didn't just kill him for no reason.
Yeah, I think I figured it out. I haven't been here long, so like, but I think there's stages of grief.
Yes, that's correct.
Alex is just sitting back. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I don't want to get in the way of your reunion. When you're ready, let me know, and I'll begin with what we have to do.
I
I
believe we're
brought
ready.
Happy here, by the way.
Oh, where were you, Happy? Just now.
I was trying to figure out a way to resurrect Sovereign.
Oh,
Were you
how's
successful?
that going?
Was I Pog? I don't know.
You weren't successful. You found Sovereign's body. You took it back to the headquarters here.
I found his body, but I haven't resurrected him.
I'm sure we could find someone.
Yes, well, it'll be difficult finding someone given that all the clerics in the area are now entirely beholden
that's
to the
true.
conclave.
That's true.
I'm not, but I can't quite do that yet.
Well, everyone, it's been a long and difficult road, but I'm glad that I can finally drop all pretenses and speak to you honestly without hiding any information.
Great.
Hello.
Let's talk.
Are you really, Alex?
Yes, but to be specific, I'm not the Alex that you know. I'm Alex of Slutsk. I was the man that I went through Shiva and all that. You've read it in books. To be honest, I'm not really one for formalities or titles or anything of the sort, but I have to be in this realm of law. And with that stated, I will need you to sit there, Venari.
Well,
And if you could, Wielder, that chair.
Sure.
Then Kalsavir. One chair remaining. You know, I thought I was going to end up You try to sit in the chair and it repulses you.
Okay, I turn the chair upside down and I sit on the underside.
The chair actually floats because of the repulsion effect. You're kind of like hovering and you have to use your core to stabilize it. It's very uncomfortable.
That's fine.
It's like a dexterity saving throw to stay not falling over.
wouldn't that be acrobatics?
That would actually be acrobatics. I think we can acrobatics check.
13.
You're doing good for now. It's going to get progressively more difficult as time goes on. To try to sit this way. Alex is just like looking at this like, what the hell? Alright. I suppose that's one way to sit down. You could have also conjured a chair using one of your abilities, all of you. I've imagined that you've probably figured out that you can do that now.
I try to avoid leaning on that at all. I haven't even put
see.
any thought into it.
Well, that's perfectly fine. Hello, everyone. I am Alex of Slutsk. Or the Body Alex, as some of my worshippers have taken to calling me. I am a separate entity, but the same as the Alex that you worship, Venari. I imagine you have plenty of questions about that, and we'll get to that in due time. First, however, the most important part. I must get your aspect. You are the aspect of acceptance. What is your testament? What is the world that you wish to make?
Well, the world I'd like to see is not too dissimilar from the pre-Calamity Bustan, but there are definitely some key differences I'd like to see. I'd like everyone to have their basic necessities satisfied. They have free time to pursue their own hobbies or goals. So that way people aren't without their basic needs. I'd like anyone or anything that acts in a tyrannical manner to be replaced with a better candidate. Now that could be done through any number of means. I wouldn't specify, but it could be, but not limited to like force, elections, divine selection. And this would include all leaders, kings, and even the gods themselves. So nothing would be exempt from, if they act like a tyrant, they will be replaced. And that's for determining the better candidate. Well, I've thought of a kind of clever way to determine that, I think. So, a better candidate would be a term used to describe someone that will create a better future in line with the guidance of Alex's teaching. And you might ask, well, how would this work? Well, all living creatures, sentient or not, will be bestowed the knowledge of Alex and all his speakers inherently. So it'll be common knowledge to all living life what Alexis did and why. So they are free to, of course, believe or worship whatever they want, but everyone would have that as a baseline understanding to work as a common belief system that everybody understands.
Sorry to butt in right now. You aren't going so far as to say forced belief of Alex. Simply,
it's simply
everyone will
basic
know the
knowledge, just like
facts.
you know how to breathe.
Okay.
Someone's knocking on my door.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah,
Perhaps
I
you
thought I
might
had
want to
a problem
distinguish
with
between
that.
the worship and the belief wielder.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I had a problem with that until that was cleared up.
It's simply just everyone would have that as baseline knowledge,
Yeah,
just something in common. They'd be free to
Presentation
disagree with it all
of
they want.
facts. Yeah.
But then everybody would
everyone
have
would
the
have
same
it.
understanding of what a better world it might entail. And why things are the way they currently are. So this wouldn't be a world without hardships or evil or anything like that, because those are all needed to actually make progress as well. You need something to push back against you if you want to spur progress toward a better world.
The testament of guidance.
Yeah,
I
that
see.
would sum it up.
The hands-off nature of our deities, I admit, was a bit of a fault in my philosophy. One that I take full responsibility for. It was my belief, misguided as it was, that by making the deities hands-off and preventing them from directly impacting the world, that we can prevent tyranny that way. However, it just created a power vacuum that the Conclave was all too eager to gobble up. And so here I am, imprisoned for all eternity. Funny, that.
Perhaps not all eternity. There's still hope.
Right. Alex looks down at the table, then looks up at you. So I'm sure you're aware of what the writ is, correct? I would imagine they clued you in.
Someone became the writ and defined the rules of the existence of this world, Bustan.
Correct. My partner, right-hand woman, the person I trusted the most in the entire world. Now, I was trapped within the writ. You must understand, of course, that this is the azure, this is the plane of law that exists within the egg. What is the writ if not laws themselves? I, too, have become part of the writ, but I have not become the writ. If it's to be overwritten, well, so will I. As I exist here in this room, that is. But fear not, that's not the end of me. I mean, you've been worshipping a different version of me this whole time.
That's not necessarily true. I've been worshipping all three Alexes.
Well, the first of the Alex will cease to be and become consumed by the second. It's not like I'm disappearing, it's more like I'm becoming part of something different.
I respect this decision.
That is ironically a very non-religious way for a god to describe death.
Well, I've never actually been that religious, believe it or not. We didn't have gods where I was growing up. We just had demons.
I find that interesting.
I understand where you're coming from.
So, with that in mind, I want you to proceed forward with whatever you think the best thing is. Honestly, I don't even want to continue existing as a mortal connected to a deity. I would rather just ascend fully instead of being split in twain. And, frankly, this mortal form is filled with flaws that I find repugnant myself. I can't help but notice my biases as I've been forced to confront them for thousands of years, and yet I cannot bring myself to forgive the Conclave.
They have
Well, I don't
brought this
think we
all
can.
upon us.
I don't think we can forgive them either.
Your call, and he points to you, Wielder, with his rapier in a actually quite rude way, is with the Sky Pope. It is with fate. It is with... Well, Sylvania's gone now, but the entity that was Sylvania.
So you're saying not the conclave itself, but its leadership.
Right.
Noted.
I begrudgingly admit that most of the conclave is not like that. I mean, hell, look at Calcivir. Nonetheless, I have this prejudice. And I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I've always been a bit of a testy person. I'm quick to anger. I'm quick to judge. Such are my flaws as a person.
Like
And
we've
we all
got
have
that in
flaws,
common.
Vonari. It is understanding them and moving forward that makes you a better person. So, with that said, does anyone have any questions for me? I imagine you've been wondering a lot this whole time.
Hold on. They're all in my head right now.
You said we can create things? This is my first time using an aspect.
Oh, yeah.
How exactly
But
does that work?
You just kind of think about it or will it into existence, but it does strengthen your bond with the aspect. Personally, I've avoided using it altogether, but I believe Cal has used it a few times.
Well, unless we want all of the soldiers that Regiment had to fall under control of the last aspect, I probably need to strengthen my bond.
Mine is just a personal choice off of my principles. If you want to go strengthen your own, I'm all for it.
I do think that we need to deploy all of the tools at our disposal.
I'm going to try to think of an elaborately carved chair for Isaac.
Ooh,
Okay,
that's
is
spicy.
For this one here, I'm going to allow you to do a Wisdom Arcana on this one.
Can I assist them
Hey, I'm
in
back.
some way? Like, this is the first time you're doing this?
Oh
I've done
yeah,
this before.
absolutely. So Vonar, you have advantage. You're getting guidance from Calcivir.
What did I miss?
How do I do advantage? No, that's just
That's the opposite.
But you can see the other number anyways.
Yeah,
23.
23. So here's what you missed. Alex was just explaining that, among other things, that he will disappear once the Brit is gone, but he won't die or anything. He'll just rejoin God Alex. Because he's been split from his divine self, he's in this weird two bodies in one person thing, and he doesn't like it.
That was thank you for the thing. I just want to say that was really weird because a GOP candidate came to my door to try to convince me not to be communist anymore.
What?
I agree that's weird. That sounds strange.
And then she wouldn't let me go. I kept trying to close the door, and she just being like, one more thing.
It's like you lived out one of my hopes, is that exact thing happens to me, so I could yell at them directly.
Have you
You
tried
just
telling them
squandered
their
that
views are
opportunity.
repugnant?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't yell at them or do that because they're white, so they just call the police and have me shot.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, but you're white too.
Yesterday I was in the car and there was another person with adoption not abortion bumper sticker, and I yelled out the window, how many children have you adopted? And they were like, thousands, I teach. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't work that way. Anyway, that was my recent political experience. You guys want to focus on the video game now?
Please.
Yeah.
Many
Best I've been
streams
able
are
to
like,
do- is rip up a pamphlet that was handed to me.
Many
So
D&D
that's
streams
it.
are like no politics, and then Faith is like, anyways, here's communism.
Yeah.
But anyways, all jokes aside, all banter aside, that's what Alex said. He also mentioned as well that he has like personal biases against the Conclave for a number of reasons, but he begrudgingly accepts that there are conclavists that are good, and he's trying to work through it. And he pointed out Kelsevier as an example of a good conclavist.
That's me.
Then, Vonari's trying to make you a chair with the help of Calcivier, and successfully made a pretty nice-looking chair. It's made out of
What
that,
is?
that Penonchi stuff.
I'm fueled entirely out of spite, and I will continue sitting in the chair that Alex provided for me.
Wow.
You want to use the other chairs in our leg rest, I mean?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that works.
Oh, that should give you an advantage, dear.
Okay, go ahead and give me an
Anoxy
acrobatics
is
with
the gray
advantage.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
made out of the gray stuff. It's not blue or anything.
22.
And Venari is not red yet. Okay, good.
Alright, you are able to sit really comfortably with the help of this leg rest. That would have been a critical failure. Well, there's just one more person to go then. His name is Ain, though I imagine you're quite familiar with him by now.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about this, by the way? About Ain?
About Ain?
Yes. He's the one that's come to visit me the most out of all of them.
He visits
What
you?
is he? What do you guys talk about?
A lot. He tells me what's going on in the world and asks what I think about things.
Why does he? No offense, but why does he care about what you think?
He said that if he were locked away for thousands of years, he would want someone to come visit him too.
Huh. You know what? That doesn't surprise me. That's kind of the sense of what I got off of him as a person.
That he's capable of empathy?
Yeah.
That he wants leverage with powerful entities?
I don't know I'm great, but
He has the aspect of denial. does he
in
not?
my gut. Of what?
Denial? He's the aspect of denial? But he's
That's
very...
correct.
There really is some irony in everyone's abilities, huh?
It's just that in my gut, I kind of like the guy.
So, these testaments. This is a change of topic slightly. How complicated can we get with the testaments?
As complicated as you think you're capable of.
So I can bring like a first draft next time we're here.
You remind me of her so much sometimes. Yes, absolutely. I'd be willing to go over it with you.
I don't think we've ever met before, so I don't know what you're.
Oh, I'm sorry. My partner, the one who became the Writ. You can call her Bustan if you want. I think that'd be rather apt.
Call
What do you mean? I remind you of her?
Call
we've never
who?
met before.
Wait, what did you just say? Call
Uh,
Bustan the Writ?
Yes.
The Writ's name is Bustan.
No, I just think it's a bit of a clever thing. She was my partner. She was a member of Shiva. Do you not recall? I believe I told you about this last time we met. But it has been some time.
And her name was Bustan?
No, it's just a bit of a joke.
Okay.
I'm trying to
All right.
introduce some levity here. This is a
I
bit heavy topic.
misunderstood.
But
Still, hell, I'm still stuck on the sometimes thing. Have you like been watching us or something? Because I've never seen you before.
he blinks and looks at you.
He can keep track of any warships or worshippers of Alex, at the very least. And he was, getting information from Ein, at the very least.
I saw you fight alongside the Rising before.
The Deepog? I'm supposed to be immune to divination magic.
Yeah, but
Or
you took the
before.
form of Angie, right?
Yeah.
And he can see anything Vonari sees.
Oh, so I'm not immune to that? Or is that not like...
No. He can see anything his worshippers see, including Vonari. It's not divination magic. He just knows anything that happens to his worshippers.
Oh,
Because
so
he's
he
a
is
god.
stalking us.
He's not trying to. He can't help it. It's like, imagine having 10,000 eyes, and you can't turn them off. That's the omniscience that gods have in Bustan, by the way. It's not really omniscience, but they have control over their domain, and they can see through the eyes of their worshippers.
Do they have... I guess I can ask Alex. So, can you personally process that much information? How do you sort through it all? Can you look through only a couple of other eyes and the rest becomes a blur to you?
Basically, what I try to do, and I'm not the best at it, but I've talked to some of the other gods before they betrayed me and locked me in prison for all eternity, but what I try to do is I try to focus on a few people that I know and trust. Not all of my worshippers are good. Many of them just worship me in name only, and I don't really care to see what they're doing. Sometimes people will do things that I don't really want to spy on, so I'll try to tune them out. It's very difficult, you see, to tune somebody out or to tune into somebody. It's a skill that you have to practice.
But if you wanted to pay attention to everything, then you simply couldn't. You wouldn't be able to. Just in the same way that I can't see everything before me. I have to pay attention to the most important things.
I could try. I would be completely overwhelmed and unable to process that much information.
I open all the eyes on my robe of eyes. Kind of like this.
Yes, kind of like that. But imagine each of these eyes is spread about, and there are thousands of them at all times, and they're all looking at completely different things. You're probably not good at this idea, but if you've ever scryed on somebody and you've seen an area that you're not familiar with, you know the feeling of just uncertainty. And that's sort of all times for deities. It's quite unpleasant, actually. That's why a lot of deities choose to forego all worship whatsoever and become forgotten. It's more comfortable that way. Not that any of you are planning on being gods, but if you do, well, there's some insider information. They don't teach you that in schools.
No,
Doesn't
the
someone have to
conclave
They
die?
sure
certainly
don't teach
wouldn't.
much in schools anymore.
Alex is trying to make the mood light, and Calcifer's just saying depressing shit. Sorry,
Doesn't
what was
someone
that?
have to die to enact our version of the writ? Will you do that for us?
Would I become the writ for you? Huh. I don't believe that I can, unless you find some way to get me out without destroying the writ. Then I could become the writ. That'd be very difficult, wouldn't it?
But if we did, you would take the fall for us? You would become the writ? For all, you would live on as the spirit of Alex.
He nods. I mean, it was the plan the whole time for me to become the writ. My partner came up with the idea and everything that we see, the laws of reality. I wanted to do this, but she kept saying that I was doing it wrong and that there's better ways to make the world. She would come up with loopholes that I would see, and then I'd have to close the loopholes. And time after time, I would bring back an idea to her, and she would say, no, here's a better way of doing things. Then one day she got fed up and just went up and became the writ herself.
That must have been
She just
a
had that
shock.
option. She just. What was the situation leading up to becoming the writ? Like,
Well-
what was the scenario you were in? Like, is it analogous to what we're in right now?
Yes, yes. So first of all, there are 2 stone dragon eggs, and we are in the second one. So
Is it?
you should know that by now. There's 2 moons in the sky.
Yes,
But-
yes. Okay.
But with that in mind, the first moon, this is where we gained the power of Shiva to begin with. We used it in order to find the second one, because we needed to rewrite everything. So it is traveling through the first egg that gave us the power of divinity in the first place, and we used that to summon the second egg so that we could recreate the writ. That was our plan.
Okay, I get that. What was the writ before?
I really don't want to speak about it. It was pretty terrible.
Really?
We
How long ago? Can I get it? We got a sense of when the moons happened from our talking to Apology, right? So sometime after 5,000 years ago.
Well, let me put it to you in a very simple way that I'm sure that you'll understand. Do you recall that there was a time period that I fought to expel every single demon from the plane? Well, the original writ is how they got there in the first place.
The demons controlled
Dark
the
time
writ.
for us all.
That's correct. They hijacked the stone dragon egg from the worshippers of the stone dragon.
And that's what Shiva did. Is
We wrest control from it. And we made our
Wow.
own law. Exactly. Yes, I'm
wonder-
quite proud of it.
Whatever writ we make, what stops someone else from coming back around when the next egg hatches and just changing it again?
Well, you'll just have to make a law that prevents that, honestly. We didn't think about
Do-
that.
would we want to lock that in? I mean, maybe it's only right that it changes every so often.
That mechanism should be enforced by might and luck. We could have died so many times along the way, and we're the only contenders in this race that have any shred of decency whatsoever.
Yeah. What if we made the writ easier to modify, so it didn't take luck and might, and of a person who happens to have good intentions to make a change.
Well, that'd certainly be better than what we did. Honestly, we didn't think too hard about it. We didn't have the luxury. We had to get the demons out.
That's right.
It was a flawed plan that we did at the last second to try to save the world, and it worked, but it wasn't perfect, and it
Well, it
got
worked for
abused.
what, 5,000 years? I mean, give yourself some more credit.
I don't like to do that. He kind of leans back in the chair a little bit, and he looks like he's about to tip over, but he never does. I don't like to give myself too much credit. If I had done a better job, then maybe all of Shiva would still be there, and maybe I wouldn't have trusted fucking Michael.
What was with Michael?
He was one of the 3
Michael.
that trapped him here.
Michael is
yep.
the worst of all of them.
Malenk. Yeah, okay. I remember now.
Melank just did it because he thought it would be interesting. I really can't blame him. And honestly, Melank is the one who told us how to do this in the first place. I can't get too mad at him.
Yeah.
Tarius did as Tarius does. I should not have trusted Tarius, but that's why I didn't. Michael, on the other hand, he was the worst. And I knew he was the worst, but I thought that his desire to make a perfect world would supersede his controlling and vile tendencies, but it didn't.
Michael was a vile person.
You all wonder why I hated Michael.
Alex, looks at you, Wielder. Michael
Wait.
is the worst of the 15, and I stand by that.
It's not 15 anymore. I just realized this. I have the perfect opportunity to proselytize. I can tell you
Does he
all
not
about
know
the new
about-
goddess.
Good
Elise.
luck with that.
Has he never heard of Elise?
I mean,
I've
he's been
heard-
stuck here this whole time.
I've heard Elise exist. I've read the stories of the Calamity, but I don't know much about her, to be honest. She hasn't.
Well, let me tell you everything I know. And then we do like an ellipse maybe, or I just tell him everything I know
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, make a religion check here.
And
He already
anytime
admitted he's
anyone
not very
tries to change the
religious.
subject, I just talk louder.
Oh my
28.
god. It's
Hey, I'll
really
give you
good.
a flash of genius on that, so it's a 34. See what that does.
By the end of it, Alex is like holding back tears.
Hooray!
I did not know a person could be so selfless. I thought that was beaten out of everybody. Your goddess sounds wonderful.
He is.
Jazz is just like quiet in the corner, like.
That was my character. Just-
Keep talking about me. It's so awkward.
I think this is probably the point in the story where Cal Severe the Conclavist stares at Isaac and says, "Wait, Elise was a guy?"
No, she's a gal. Well, she was a clone, really, but I don't think that's a gender.
New gender
Almost wanted
unlocked.
to be.
Clone.
thus being the Clone Wars.
Oh my god. Alex at this point just kind of wipes the tears out of the corners of his eyes. Well, if that is the person that you have as a role model, it's no wonder that you're all so good. Unabashedly good. Oh gods, it feels good to say that. I mean, Fiora wasn't terrible. I didn't have anything against her. It was just she was unhinged. It was unsettling. Like I didn't know if she would collapse mentally. And Ane's honestly like a nice guy. Jokrob, do you know their names by the way? 3U, Jokrob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So Jokrob is the most. He is the worst. He thought that he could be like the greatest god and shepherd all of humanity. He's such an egotist. He's like a complete prick. I hate that guy. And
Yeah, his followers are kind of like that.
Garzik started off such a sweet guy, and he went off the deep end. By the time I last spoke with him, I didn't want anything to do with him any further. And Regimund, the one that you had to kill. Regimund
Seemed like a nice guy.
a horribly misguided soul. Do you know how many he killed to maintain his life?
More or less than us.
Significantly more. He's a vampire. He needs blood.
That's true.
Regimund became a monster in order to fight monsters. He was so insistent that he had to find the perfect replacement, and he did. He found the perfect replacement. But he spent so long searching for it that he turned down so many people that could have done the job for him.
I wouldn't think I'm perfect by any stretch of the measure.
Well,
I just had the perfect idea.
yes,
Sorry, this is completely unrelated, but you're the body of Alex, right?
yes, I am.
That means you have blood. Would he be willing to make a small donation?
A donation of divine blood for what for?
Well, our friend Vampire is, like, pretty much dead because her head got chopped off, but we can maybe fix her.
He was totally
Did I
fine
miss her?
after that because she's a vampire.
Yeah, but I mean, she's very
She's
weak.
catatonic right now.
She is very weak. I will say that. But she's also, like, it's more of a mental thing primarily, but she is also, in fact, very weak.
When you brought that idea up, my eyes just opened as wide as they could go.
I don't see why not. Like, what? To be fair, and I will be fair, vampires predate all of me and everything else, so it's a bit presumptuous of me to look away from it.
Look away from what?
Apology goes into vampire form. I
I pat her
have
on the
been
shoulder.
a little bit dismissive of vampires after what I saw Alexander do. Alexander, by the way, since you're probably wondering, is not me. I am not Alexander. He became me. Anyways,
He was a reincarnation of you?
Alex shakes his head. Apology
Yeah, that-
sucks blood from Alex.
Hooray!
Wow.
Apology has now achieved demi-divinity.
Not jealous at all.
Yeah,
What are you talking
I'm-
about?
We're already demigods. Don't be jealous.
Yeah, but I could have been a demigod of Alex.
I mean,
So I've
he's
got
got all his
icky
you can take a
dast
drink if you
blood.
want. That is a terrible roll on the 5d12. That is just
You can ask.
awful.
Hey, while you're at it, you want to give me some of that blood?
God damn it, guys. Alright, Apology is looking like noticeably healthier.
Hooray!
Well, I hope that helps. Your friend looks a little bit worse for wear. Is she alright?
She's been through a lot.
Yeah. I mean, she worshipped the stone dragon before all this went down, and Dast and Sylvania became evil.
She feels betrayed.
I don't know if Dast is what I'd call evil. I just don't agree with the man. He hasn't done too much wrong. It's just I don't think his end goal is correct.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, if he gets his way, I probably cease to exist.
As does Happy here. And myself and all the other gods.
Happy would disappear if there was no magic?
Happy's not from this plane.
Sealing off. That's right.
Good thing we're not gonna let Dast win.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a bad guy, but we can't let him win.
You all have a lot better ideas than the rest of them do. I saw through your eyes that Xenos fellow. I don't like him at all either. I don't like really a lot of the people that are contending for the Stone Dragon. I'm glad that you guys are going for it. Ain is actually quite nice. I wouldn't mind him quite as much.
What is Ein's idea? Isn't it like restart history?
Create a history where the demons never took over. Essentially, he will travel himself back. Oh, that's
What do you think
Bonari's
about
magic
that?
item.
Well, that's my torch blade.
Yeah.
Eternal flame or whatever it is.
I think it's not wrong. I mean, I've firsthand witnessed all the suffering the demons have caused. Preventing that seems like a noble endeavor. I just don't know about what the consequences of this action are. It's unfathomable to consider.
It would be a whole new reality. You know, everything you guys did doesn't happen anymore.
I think this is the goal of somebody who's given up. He doesn't think things can get better. I disagree. I believe they can.
I mean, if he just starts over again, he has no assurance that it won't happen again. Or worse.
Alex nods. Well, that's Ain's goal anyways. He has other ideas as well, but they've just all fallen to the wayside. He's become very single-minded. But as long as you prevent those two, and he creates an image of Fate as Sylvania and also creates an image of the Preacher, we've prevented the worst of the worst. Those are your main enemies. Never forget that.
Yeah, we absolutely can't let the Preacher or Fate. They are the worst case scenarios.
I mean, they're all pretty bad. I mean, I literally worship a god of magic, and one of them wants to delete magic. I don't think things get. Oh, and no wants to kill a lot of people, and so does Ein.
Yes, but there's more than any of our individual beliefs, or especially our religious beliefs, take into account.
I mean, they're honestly all very bad. Like, they do want to kill a lot. And she's correct in this.
Well, yes. I'm just saying if push came to shove and you had to tier list them.
If push came to shove, then I would pick one of the 5 members of the Rising. And if I couldn't
yeah.
pick that, I'd probably pick Percy. And then after
There's-
that, I would just give up.
There's 5 of us and less than 5 of them, so we have the numbers advantage.
Just promise me that you won't fight each other over who gets to set the new laws of the world.
What would you suggest we do for that?
I think it's more likely that we fight to see who becomes the Writ. Like, have you ever seen Avengers Endgame?
No, I've not read that novel. Is it good?
Well, there's a part where 2 people have to be where someone has to be thrown off a cliff, and 2 people fight to be the one who gets thrown off the cliff, and it's really sad. And I think that might happen to us.
I can't see it because we've been locked in here this whole time.
That's
No,
true.
I don't
Oh
know that
man,
either.
you get to read the entire Marvel bibliographic universe when you're out of here.
I do want to like have my writ be the thing, but I don't want to die. I mean, if you want to, like, go ahead.
I would gladly sacrifice myself to write the writ, if need be.
We've got a lot of thinking about it to do.
Let me give you one final decision, one last thing to ponder on, because this is what we did, and I recommend that you do it as well. If you defeat all of the enemies that could potentially become the Writ, then you have nothing to worry about, and you have all the time in the world to think of it. That's
Would
what we
that
did.
stop what's happening to the world right now? Isn't rewriting the Writ and defeating the Preacher kind of a tandem task?
Well, defeating the Preacher won't stop anything. You need to close the Crucible to stop the Naxonji and Penonchi from escaping. But, with that said, if you evacuate everyone in Slaypool, you can contain it well enough. And then you have all the time to think about it. You won't need to worry about someone sneaking in and taking the Crucible.
I don't know if we'll do that, but I don't think that would have occurred to us either. So there we go. That's another option.
That's what we did, after all. We defeated all the other demons, and as they were regrouping in Hell to gain their power back and mount a counterattack, we thought of a contingency to keep them out using the Writ. And we came up with the Testament of Non-Interference. So, with all that said, feel free to come visit me. This door won't disappear like it's done all the others, so you can come back anytime.
Am I able to make these doors?
You can try. It'll be difficult, but you can do it.
Is that why the gods won't visit us anymore?
Alex nods, but he has a smile on his face.
Am I
What are you
able
so
to make things
smiley
up in
about?
Anchi outside of here as well? The material plane?
Well, they're kind of merged together right now until the Crucible's closed.
Is
But-
Bananchi like a good material? Like, in terms of, like, what are its properties? Maybe...
Penanchi's good. Wielder did extensive studies on it. Penanchi's the white stuff.
I mean, like, is it strong? Is it, like, what could you get feasibly make out of it? Be useful?
Well, there's a halberd head made out of it
Yeah.
that I've got to get to.
On its own, not the best. But what it is good is if you combine it with other materials. it's unusually able to blend in with other things because it is, after all, the baseline construction of a new universe.
Out of character. Wasn't it Pikesanshi that the halberd head is made out of, the gray stuff and not the white stuff?
I think it was like a white mottled with gray, like splotchy
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Maybe there were specks of something else. I thought it was primarily
Yeah.
gray.
It is primarily gray. That's because you can't get pure Penanchi unless you're like really, really, really far along in bringing hope
Oh.
back to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough Penanchi to make like a pure weapon out of like pure Penanchi, so it does get muddled a bit.
So what was the chair like?
The chair was white.
Oh.
Keep in mind, back then, things were not as good as they are right now. Even though things don't seem very good.
Huh.
Oh, and one more thing. And he tries to summon a fox. You guys remember foxes?
Yeah, Jocko
Yeah,
kind of
our
did.
fox was taken.
Well, I can just bring your fox back.
Oh, that would be appreciated because she was our friend, and now she's dead.
She's not dead. She is just somewhere in, well, Shade Pool, inside the egg, the crucible, whatever you'd like to call it. I prefer the egg, but the crucible's the technical term, I guess.
Marianne? Was that her name?
Close, Anne-Marie.
Emery.
Wait. I think I have a fox somewhere. Where's my fox? I should have gotten the fox ahead of time.
We can absolutely make doors. But then again,
Yeah,
everything's merged now, so.
Wow, you don't actually have a fox. This is strange to me. Where did my fox go? I'm
Is
searching
Alex saying
fox.
that, or are you saying that?
No, I'm saying this. I don't have a fox. Here, we'll just use this griffin. And then just when you see the griffin, keep in mind that this is actually a fox. Until I get my fox. So where did my fox go?
I like it's a Family Guy joke because Family Guy's on Fox and has someone named Griffin in it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I love family. I am a Family Guy, actually.
Luckily, there's a Family Guy.
Ah, good fortune. There's a Family Guy. So he summons this fox, and you recognize this immediately as Anne-Marie. Wait, I think I have it.
Oh my god, you're not dead. I'm glad to see you again.
Anne-Marie just kind of walks up. Yeah, it was a little bit scary, but I was kind of locked in a box. But I'm out now. I have weasels. I don't have a fox. Yeah, let's use this cat. You guys like cats?
I love cats.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
And yet, Defender is a dog despite being a cat.
Yeah, we'll fix that someday.
Yeah. When I feel like it.
So, the foxes, as I'm sure you're aware, are deeply connected to Shade Pool and the egg and the crucible and all that.
And what are they exactly?
Well, they're a manifestation of me.
Of you?
Foxes?
Right, my
Are
familiar
meta-
is a fox. They probably didn't mention that in the history books. It's a very minor detail, but whenever I cast Find Familiar, I would always make it a fox.
Huh.
That's awesome. Okay. There's a reason behind it. Amazing.
Interesting.
You know, because foxes are slippery and they like freedom and all that. I thought it was thematic. I don't know.
And every aspect had one at some point?
That's correct.
Every
I-
aspect had a fox?
Yes, well, to be frank, I gave them out to people that I thought needed my guidance. Not all of them
most.
did. Führer did. Jockrob did. The many people that tried to kill Jockrob did. It's my way of trying to help you find your way through the world. So that hopefully you'll be able to win. Although most of the people just ended up dying horribly. They chose their fate. I won't mourn them, they'll come back. Now that the Crucible is open, by the way, I'm sure you've noticed, but the souls of the dead are mingling with monsters. So, anyone that was killed and brought into Shadepool is now being reincarnated.
That's the specific mechanism. Okay. We knew something along those lines was happening, but I don't think in those exact words we had it figured out.
Yeah, we knew roughly that was happening because of Bronze Gauntlet.
Yeah. There was a monster there that we didn't recognize, but I think was someone we knew.
Kelsevier, you've been a bit quiet lately. Do you have any thoughts on this? You are, after all, a conclavist. I imagine that you have some thoughts about everything that I've said.
I have a bit of curiosity if your choice of fox has in any way shaped the world, if there's some sort of evasion or sealing away from other things involved in Shadepool. Perhaps this is why Jockrob was able to keep us all away. Is that instinct to sequester?
It could be. I'll be honest, I didn't think about that until now. That's a fairly good point. Yes, I have considered myself like a fox many times. They remind me of me and my personality, so I imagine that aspect of it could be there. Again, it's very hard to say. I intended them essentially as guides for those that were trying to fight against, well, everything that Fate was doing, but also the Preacher and his machinations. The Preacher was not entirely complicit in Fate's plans, as I'm sure that you're aware by his resistance, but he was trying the whole time to gain enough power that he'd be able to fight against Fate, and succeeded. He wasn't moving slowly because he was incompetent. He was moving slowly because he was developing his resources and powers, consuming more beings within himself. He has the nasty ability that was given to him from, well, Project Grief in the beginning. Were you aware that Percy created the Preacher?
We knew he had something to do with the program.
Well, the
He
final
denied it.
result... Of course he would. Of course he would. He's a liar. That man wants power just so that he can be venerated. And that's all he ever wanted. He sought to create the strongest super soldier in existence, and succeeded well beyond his wildest dreams. Fate took note. A perfect champion for her project. Something strong enough that it would continually get more powerful, that the forces of the material plane would have to get more and more involved to defeat. Something that would inspire, well,
Oh,
you know, apotheosis.
I thought you were gonna like tie it into Project Hope and title drop.
Not quite, but that is what it's called. On the other hand, Nula believes everything that he was told. Implicitly, even though he knows it was a lie. He thought that the gods were speaking through her at that time. He believes that he has the divine right and duty to judge all sentient life, and he's made his judgment that they are evil. But see, that's the thing. He was always going to judge them as evil. Everything was a pretense for him.
what's the preacher gonna exactly do if he rewrites the writ?
He will consume everything into himself and then end himself. A total cessation of existence.
He's like the great filter.
And so, with that in mind, you know what you must fight. And I have now gathered all of you together, which is for the best, as we speak, Conclave forces are gathering outside the door. You'll have to fight shortly. I'll give you some time to heal up and rest.
You can't make a
Quick
different
question: these chairs. What is the significance of the chairs, and why you have to send specific ones, and why they're laid out like this?
Well,
Question.
Why do I have to sit like this? That's very rude.
well, it's quite simple, actually. So, you're familiar with the idea of aspects and testaments and how they relate to the birth of a new writ, I suppose, a birth of a new world, if you'd like to think of it that way. The aspects are not things that should exist. They are things that were created. They were all part of a single identity, a single feeling. This feeling was grief. It was taken by a man by the name of Griffin. So, Fate had manipulated everything within the Crucible to such an extent that she was able to use this feeling to literally split the testaments into different pieces. You are all fractions of a whole, and these chairs are the pots that must be gathered. Once we have all 6 together, this is how you open the Crucible.
All 6?
That's correct.
What's the 6th? And I only see 5 chairs?
Alex steps aside and points to his desk.
Wow.
He's got a chair.
Well, it's not my seat. I just can sit here because I am uniquely tied to the writ. It's a fun little place to be. This is Nula's.
Is this room itself tied to you? If you are to be consumed soon, will we be able to return to this room?
I am this room. And Alex just kind of zoop disappears. This form is just a convenience. It looks like me. But I am merely this room. How do you seal a person away? Well, if you seal them inside the room, then they'll just find a way out. But if you make them into a room, they can't leave themselves, can they?
Brutal.
What if the room has legs?
I'm afraid we're floating around in a featureless blue void, actually. That's the real form of the writ. It's not like a stone document where the laws are written out. That'd be too convenient. The laws are all around us. Do you feel it? The feeling of law.
Do I feel that, Pog?
No.
I recognize it. I recognize it from my experiments with the blue material back when this was first starting.
Ooh.
Consumption of the blue material had a sensation of knowing your place within a structure of law and order. And since this is the azure,
Hey, Pog,
I've noticed
has my experience of the lawful nature of the room changed over the course of becoming unified with a demon and a paladin?
I
Also,
don't necessarily know if you can experience it in the same way that Alex can. Because the reason why Alex feels the law is because he's literally a divine being, right?
we're
but
demigods.
you are
mean-
demigods, that's true. So I think all the demigods would be able to feel it to some extent. Seraph definitely
also
wouldn't like it.
Seraph gives a shit.
Yeah, Sarah does not like this room whatsoever.
I feel annoying hunger. Wait, I'm not the DM. I don't get to use this voice.
Can, go ahead. You've earned the right.
I'm the Rit? Wait, what?
You've earned the right to be Sarah.
Imagine. Yeah, you just earned the writ. You know, you can have it.
All right, campaign over. Good work, guys.
Yo, Ethan Pilgrim.
So being a chaotic character, I guess that I also don't like the room, do I?
Yeah, it's not like you're innately chaotic, but you are, as a person, choosing to be chaotic, so you don't like it. But it's not like painful in the same way that would be like for a demon, for example, of being made of chaos.
It feels constraining, regimented, like entrapment, like a curse. Something keeping me somewhere I don't want to be.
Same.
Can I try to make another chair, but try and make it out of a different material? Like of the
Oh
red
my
stuff?
god, why are you making chairs? I
You
made a weapon
certainly
because I
try.
wanted to
Oh, wait, if
kill
I make the red
things.
stuff, it'll
This
explode.
is so dangerous.
I cannot
But
make red stuff here, it'll
Do you
explode.
understand the whispers?
If you need a
Can you
chair,
make
just
me,
ask me to make a chair.
Make
I
me
love making
ammunition.
chairs.
I want ammunition. Make me
I-
ammunition. That'd be cool.
I can't do the test in here because it will explode. Red and blue mix do not go well.
Please don't turn me into a bulb.
We'll wait till after I get. Yeah, I can totally try and make ammo at some point. I guess I could try and make blue stuff here, but I'd rather make red stuff.
So what do we know about the aspects? They aren't? Well, we know they come from Griffin's grief. We know that, right?
That's correct.
Is there anything leaning towards or hinting towards the aspects having some kind of inherent good, bad, whatever to it, or are they? Have we come to realize that they're fully dependent on who's wielding them?
I don't know. There's no way of
What do
knowing
you?
that.
What do you?
That's
What
like
do you
the
Because
guys
your name's
think?
Wielder.
What do you guys think? You think that the aspects are good or bad, or do you think they're completely shaped by who holds them?
That's like saying, at least to me, that one of your particular feelings is good or bad. It depends.
Whoa, that's so deep.
Like it's an emotion. You can draw
True.
power from it, or you can try to lock it away, but I don't think it's inherently good or bad.
There's probably good applications of all the emotions and aspects, right? And bad applications too. So yeah, I don't think it's black and white.
But
I'm going.
they get their power from combined enclave or something, right?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
When Isaac did all his tests on the aspects, right? They came up as a source as the conclave?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a religion check with advantage, as you now have all the pieces of the puzzle to figure that out.
Flash of genius, so 24.
With a flash of genius, this is a success. You realize now that all divine magic is filtered through the writ. It must be. That's the writ of non-intervention.
Oh,
It wants to control it and prevent prevention. It has to.
I get it now.
Like a firewall.
It divine magic has to pass through the writ, because the writ then checks if that divine magic is a direct consequence of one of the gods, right?
You
Like-
got it.
Okay. So just by its nature, all divine magic passes through the writ, and it blocks any that is a direct interference by one of the gods. That's how it works. All right.
Neat. Or comes from outside Bustan.
Yep.
Well, it's
Which is why new deities that came from Bustan still get power, can still go through it, but others cannot.
but deities that come from out of Bustan, it doesn't go through the writ.
They would get stopped by the writ. They wouldn't make it to the filter. Right?
You got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But since the conclave is like almost a monopoly, of course it's going to be the biggest energy that you see from the aspects.
Why can new gods still be made then? Wouldn't the non-intervention prevent that burst of power being transmitted to the candidate during apotheosis?
Well, that's the beauty of apotheosis, isn't it? It overpowers the writ for just a slight moment.
And that's concerning. That's possible in theory too.
So I just want to clear this up. The writ still works, say, if a deity was brought in from some other extra plane.
They would be filtered by the writ, yes.
Okay.
They would not
Did writ
be a direct consequence of the writ, but they wouldn't be able to do anything that they wanted. Like, you couldn't
Yeah.
bring, like, a deity from another plane and be like, ha, they don't follow the rules of the writ. Now
Okay.
they get to just do, like, wish every turn or whatever.
All right, that's what I wanted to clear up.
That's what keeps
How
the
do you
demons out.
send a private message in Forge?
/whisper, I think.
/W space GM.
Mhm.
You probably want to put a space after that, otherwise you're
Okay.
gonna.
Not BM.
Did you see that? Did you see my test,
Yeah.
Fog? All right.
We did not see it, so.
Yeah, I saw it.
Why are you
I
sending
saw it.
secret messages?
Thus.
Oh wait! Oh no! Oh no! I meant to do
Well,
that. Oh no!
I'm asking Pog about the bomb I planted in the room and seeing if it's going to go off yet and kill
Right.
us all.
Main screen turn on.
I think I'm still very hurt from that last fight.
Right. I'd imagine you'd like to rest here. I'll let you take a little break in a bit. When you come out, there will be people waiting for you, so watch for that.
What people exactly?
The Conclave.
There's a lot of people in the conclave that range from extremely bad to okay.
I don't know who they are. I just know that they're wearing Conclave uniforms. However, they do appear to have weapons drawn, and they're waiting by the entrance, so I imagine they're probably not up to any good.
What stops them from walking in here? Nothing? Or
Well,
you?
I'm not letting them in. Why would I let them in here?
Nice.
They're not aspects, and besides, I don't want them to attack you.
If you did let them in, couldn't you just kill them for us?
That'd be intervention, mate.
Pesky. Are we able
Okay,
to shoot magic out through the door and they can't come through? Like, can we do a one-way door thing?
That'd be intervention as well.
Yeah.
If you could make a... I think this would be Arcana. Just Arcana wielder.
Wielder starts using his aspect and
Alright, you succeed at what you're trying to do. Which I will not detail unless you choose to.
do we visually see anything happen?
I don't know. Wielder, are you trying to
sorry,
hide this?
I was muted. Yes, I'm trying to hide it.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand then.
Just kind of got it in my pocket.
And make a sleight of hand here.
All right.
By the way, everyone, I'd just like to announce proudly... I'd like to announce proudly that Sony has opened up Morbius in theaters all over the world and only made $85,000 off it.
Yeah, they opened it in more than 1,000 new theaters.
So the astroturfing didn't work after all.
No.
Ooh, net one. I'm gonna use my inspiration and reroll that.
Wow. Are you? You
I don't
cannot
think you can
succeed
even.
at this check.
Yeah.
it's-
And I'm going to put a flash of genius on that to make it a 27.
Oh my
my
gosh! You...
All right, you successfully
cast
hide your
Mind Sliver, then?
intentions.
27. I don't even think it's possible for it. Is it possible for
Can I
me to
cast Mind Sliver?
Wait, yeah, sure, I'll
No,
let you do.
Well, he doesn't know if anything's happening.
Okay, fair enough. That would have been funny though.
We can all just
I'm
roll
gonna-
perception
it's,
though to see?
Silvery barbs.
Realistically, this would be our
Reaction.
passive, but you know.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I think at this point that's enough for like this perception check. Vonar,
Yeah.
you notice like Wielder's doing something. Everyone else has no idea. Vonar, you don't know what Wielder's doing, just that he's doing something.
I trust him. He's trying to hide.
It
It's
could just
probably
be
intentional.
fidgeting.
I'm willing to
Is
trust
Wheeler
He's
Happy
trying to
doing
figure
her
out how to
bullshit.
turn off his mute button.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm not saying.
No,
anything.
we made a joke earlier that if Wielder doesn't say anything, it's because he's got a mute button and
Oh,
forgot.
yeah.
Oh, did I cast my spell or no?
No, it's that he mute. Oh, like yeah, he's got a mute button and he stops listening.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a mute button.
Exactly. Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna say yes. That's true. He can turn his hearing off.
All right. You succeed what you're trying to do. No one knows what
All
you're
right.
trying to do. Vonar, you see Wielder's fidgeting for a bit, and then something happens, and then you don't know what happened.
Is this another really important thing that's just being hidden for
No.
some reason?
No, it's such a minor little thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay, because we've done that a lot, and it's a lot.
Yeah, no, this is not that. I can promise you. I know what he's doing, and it's like,
Okay.
this is nothing.
Yeah, and I'd prefer we stop talking about it.
You would, wouldn't you?
All right, Alex goes back in his chair. Well, everyone, if you'd like to rest, now's your time. If you wouldn't like to rest, well, wait for your team that does. Happy you are surprisingly uninjured for someone that's broken into the Conclave headquarters and escaped out carrying a man 3 times your size on your back. How do you even do that, by the way?
I'm deceptively strong.
Wait, is she carrying Sovereign right now?
No, she left Sovereign at the base.
Oh,
Happy
we have a
will-
base?
Yeah, you have a base, and Happy knows how to get there.
Excellent. We were just kind of wander around until we found it.
I have a question. How do I have 22 dexterity? Is this a bug?
Oh.
No.
Were you not here?
Oh, yeah.
that
what-
was, the
no,
session, that was the first session you left.
Your character sheet is not up to date. Let me fix that.
I'm 22.
Could be 24.
We're demigod.
because we are
Oh,
We are
Dast-
demigods.
Dast gave us his blood to unfreeze us while we were in Jakrib's domain, and in doing that, made
yeah.
us demigods.
I remember this now. Okay. I remember us being frozen, and I remember us drinking the blood. I forgot us becoming demigods. So okay.
That was right around the time you stopped playing for a while. So
I'd
no
like
surprise
to
if you're not.
imagine that Happy used her light shard abilities to like get around the facility faster, just because that seems cool.
Feels good. Man. Oh, what are
If you
these,
do that
what are these
thing that
butterflies
Naruto's
doing?
dad can do and throw a knife and teleport to it.
Isolate guards by like doing the butterfly effect to my location. What is this? They start following it.
Yep.
I'll just talk about the red, and Happy's just like, I want to destroy it. Smile.
Feels good.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
I mean, you don't have to destroy it. Now that you know like what's going on, you can just choose to make a writ that's more beneficial to the living light.
That is
Yeah,
also
Happy-
true. The living
Happy-
light. Let me reiterate because it's been a while. The living light doesn't have anything against the writ. What the living light hates is that the writ prevents it from entering the material plane, and it feels suffocated as a result. Like, your followers are in the Feywild, and anytime they leave the Feywild, you, like, run into a brick wall and you lose sight of them. The Living Light wants to destroy the writ to prevent that, so it can move in freely.
What specifically is the wording of the writ now? It's non-interference of the deities, but is there also something about keeping demons out? Isn't that why they wrote the writ?
Yep. That's correct. It also prevents divine entities from outside from using their power within.
Are demons
specifically divine?
Not all demons are. However, demon lords are. So, like Cindy, for example, is an archfiend. You'd have to do something like incredible to get her into the plane. That sort of thing.
So that Cindy proxy wars almost. He like sends out demons to do stuff for her, I imagine.
How come she was able to destroy Refuge after she got into the plane? Is she just powerful enough to overpower the writ?
Well, that's what Blair was trying to do, right?
Yeah. Well, you got her in, but then once she was here, or is that just part of Blair's thing?
That's part of Blair's thing.
Okay.
That was Blair's plan.
Also, what was the town actually called? Because I know it wasn't Refuge.
Yeah, you're thinking of Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
Yeah.
Well,
those arcs are like uncannily similar, and I still don't know how I did that. I guess we were both like watching or playing Majora's Mask at the time. We both came up with, hey, what if this small town was destroyed? I don't know. Uncanny. So if you'd like to take a long rest, you can.
Sure would. That means you level up.
Was that going to level up?
You can level up. You can take a long rest. You can level up.
Question about
snooze here.
Question about this level up. Do we need to do something in Forge to have it updated, or?
Oh yes. So we're going to be taking like a 10-minute break as well, so people can level up.
Cool.
Do it in D&D Beyond, then we'll import it into.
Exactly.
Okay.
Should I get 22 dexterity or should I get Elven accuracy and 21 dexterity?
Elven accuracy is good, but probably 22.
Elven accuracy D&D Beyond. Sorry, let me just see the feat.
Whenever I have advantage, I have triple advantage instead.
I used to be obsessed with archers in video games, but I haven't done it at all in 5e, which is
Wait, let me look at steady aim real quick, because I think with steady aim that gets really good.
Yeah, right.
Steady aim gives me advantage.
I will. Where is it?
That one then.
So basically, there's a steady aim upgrade that says that I get triple advantage instead of single advantage on the.
Oh my! Anytime you advantage, you get triple advantage.
That's what Oromir had.
Well.
Oh my lord! Yes, you should 100% take that, especially because if you're.
It's 3d20 take highest instead of 2d20 take highest, so it's like double advantage, not triple advantage, but still.
True. Yeah, it essentially is double advantage. Yeah, if you look at it that way. Yeah. Grab it. Do it. You won't.
We were theorizing about advantage and a half, Jazz. I feel like that's gonna be a good mechanic too.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like so goddamn complicated.
What's advantage and a half?
If you have advantage and a half, you flip a coin, and if you get heads, then you roll 2d20 and take the highest, and if you get tails, you roll 1d20.
That's pretty. That's powerful.
That's half advantage.
This generalizes to advantage and a half. And
that makes sense.
To further fractions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can do semi advantage, which is you roll 8 coins, and if they're all heads, you roll 2d20 and take the highest, and if they're not, you take 1d20.
On average, what is an advantage equal to if it was a raw bonus? 4.5 or something? What was it?
It was like plus 5 roughly.
Plus 5, yeah, okay.
All right,
no,
everyone.
Advantage is 3.3.
I'll be back in about 10 minutes here.
All right, me too, but I'll quickly level.
I'm gonna put on the yogurt music.
Advantage is a 3.3 bonus. Advantage and a half is a 4 bonus.
I get to have 4 infusions active.
And Hemi semi advantage is 0.05 bonus.
I feel like there's something about like the amount of times that you'll pass a DC 10 check or something that makes it similar to a plus 5.
We don't have any of those, is the thing. We don't have DC 10 checks in this game.
Well, I mean, like, if you have a plus 9 and it's a DC 19, then it's effectively a plus 1 with a DC 10. So, like, even DC. I don't know what the word is for at challenge rating difficulty, but, like, if it's a fair challenge, then I think that advantage is really good. It's much less effective, I think, if you're trying to get a really high roll, in which case just a flat bonus is better.
Yes, because you're basically
Because
subtracting like one standard deviation from the d20. So if you really need an extreme value, you're not going to get it. But if the DC's lower, then you'll get a bigger bonus from it.
It's if it sits near the middle of the range, it's more effective, and if it sits near the edge of the range, then it's less effective.
Oh yeah.
But I think that most of the time it's going to sit near the middle of the range, which is why it sort of distributes as like it's a +5 for most use cases.
Is Pog here right now?
I don't think so.
Pog, you here? Damn it.
Stat
like you very rarely do things that are impossible,
right?
Or I mean, try to do things that are impossible.
Because now that I'm level 10, I could make Gauntlets of Ogre Power as an infusion and give myself 19 strength.
I think those are bans.
Yeah.
The items are banned, so I would assume.
That was what I wanted.
I don't need Magic Circle anymore. We're never going to get a chance to do that.
If I take Elven Accuracy, what other half feat do I take at 12 to get to the 22 Dexterity?
Can you use those half feats to get you to the 22, or isn't like this?
No, it raises your cap.
+2.
By 2 as well, so he can't do that yet.
Okay.
It was talked about.
I could also get Winged Boots. Yeah, I get to attune to 4 items now, and I have a new tier of infusions. So some really good things like Winged Boots and
good.
a lot of these stat boosting ones.
Ooh, I could take Piercer at 12, which increases your dexterity, and then when you crit, you roll an extra damage die. So I'd have, I already have a gun that does that, so I would do 40-12 on a crit.
I already got that.
Wonder what they're
It would be great to just be able to boost my strength to 19 right now. But I could get those gloves of missile snaring, which are super useful, right, Matt?
No, they were not. They were terrible.
Yeah, those useful items.
Did not get good use of that. Picking what the prepares.
Wound closure. I also get a new cantrip, which is fun. I finally get a 3rd cantrip. Slippers of spider climbing's an option.
Actually got good use of Sanctuary in that last fight.
Oh, you know what we could do at 12 is Fade Away, which is a gnome feat that when you get hit, you can use a reaction and become invisible.
Would you have to be small for that?
No, you have to be a gnome, and we're not playing with those. Alright, I'll just take Elven Accuracy for now. Level 10. Ability score improvement. Choose feats. Choose a feat. Elven Accuracy is not on the list because, of course, it's not. How do I get this feat onto me?
I thought we were.
You have to disable the
prerequisites.
Prerequisite requirements.
I thought we could take any racial trait at level 1 because it represented how you had grown up.
I just asked Pogs
Really?
like 10 minutes ago, and he's like, take it.
Oh.
Choose Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. Dexterity is not on there. I love that. I love that that's not on there.
How do I put more thought into this? Level 10's a big level for me. There's just into that. There's a lot of things I have to pick. Attune to a new magic item.
Oh, I look forward to not being able to press the musket button ever again. Because when I do this, it probably does not give me triple advantage. It does not.
Did you port your thing?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm pressing on D&D Beyond. I'm not pressing on the Foundry.
Well. Right in Foundry.
How do you update it in Foundry?
If you go to your character sheet,
Do I have one of those? Yes.
by your name, there should be a button.
Import character.
And then default should be fine. Start import. Oh, getting API access. Hmm. That sounds bad.
Use resources for Angie.
Might have to ask Pod. Did the import for me because mine is just erroring out. My screen is just filled with.
My AC is now 22.
I don't know if it.
How do you even roll with advantage on D&D Beyond?
If you hold Alt, do advantage. Roll will do disadvantage.
Attempt to roll versatile damage when none was set. That's not what Alt does. So it does work. No, it does not work here.
There might be control for. There might be another button. Manage just.
Shift. It does work when I hold shift.
That's neat.
Now I just need to increase my crit range. How do I do that?
Multi-class into champion.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do
pretty
I
much.
have to be like champion 19 for that?
Or maybe Keen? Does Keen exist in this system? Oh.
No, Keen doesn't
Keen
exist
mines.
in 5e.
No.
I'll just buy a gun that has increased crit range.
30 seconds to get water home.
I wonder if I'll get faith for convincing Alex to worship another god.
I would like to get more piety.
Oh, that's the word. Piety.
God, this. First, I couldn't get a bag of holding. Now I can't get the gloves.
Alright.
I will pick wing boots as an infusion. I just won't have it activated yet. So that's, I believe, 10 minutes of fly time.
You know, you got us
Up to
all
4
platinum rings,
hours.
and I don't think we ever used that spell, the platinum ring.
Yeah, I've not used it yet. Winged boots let you fly up to 4 hours a day.
In what increments?
All at once or in several shorter flights.
Doesn't say.
Yeah. It regains 2 hours of flying for every 12 hours they aren't in use.
That sounds fun to keep track of. I mean, if you use them less than 2 hours a day, it doesn't matter, I suppose.
Yeah.
And what are the chances you're flying for that long? I got a new cantrip, and there were not very many choices, so I just picked Toll for the Dead and Toll the Dead. All of the day. I could have taken, like, whatever, the Mending cantrip, but you have it, and you never really need to use it anyways.
I use it all the time. I use it on the Defender.
It takes like a minute, right?
Yeah.
I guess having two of us wouldn't be bad doing it. This also gives me some necrotic damage.
Who has the earrings?
Either you or Isaac does.
I think I do.
I'll be
Because they're
back.
on my character sheet. So I think I'm going to equip those because I can attune to 4 items now.
I gave you some
Yeah.
diamonds at some point.
Yes.
You should have like 300 and I have 600, I think.
Yeah, and then I bought more.
Okay. I don't have any diamond dust left anymore, but I do have diamond.
I bought 2 other diamonds, so I have 3 total.
I'm back now. Ah. I gotta do some
Actually, no,
laundry.
Never mind, I have 2 total.
I didn't have any masks to talk to that crazy GOP lady.
Ooh.
Oh, a Republican came to my door and tried to convince me not to
Alright.
be a commie anymore. She did say commie. She didn't say communist. I told her that I was a communist, and she said, oh, "You're wasting your vote, honey. You'll never get a commie in. Here's why you should vote for the opposite of
Oh
that."
yeah, that'll work well.
Hey, I'm back. I was
Welcome
3
back.
minutes late, but I did get a smoothie.
Smoothies are pretty good.
These are good.
Hog. Gauntlets of
I-
ogre strength are banned, right? I can't make those.
Highly illegal. You'll go you'll go under the jail.
It's a level 10 option for an infusion.
Yeah, highly
I'm
illegal.
I'm gonna put on the earrings though, because I can attune to 4 items now.
I don't like any of the ability score increase items, to be honest.
Wait, isn't Isaac wearing the earrings?
Why would he be wearing
I don't think so, because you can't use them.
Yeah, but
Okay.
nobody could use them, so I've been wearing them.
I can use them. I just didn't have an attunement slot.
They make me look good.
I can revive someone for free once a day. I can add 2d6
None of us have ever
to my
died.
hits.
You can't convince me that in a group where nobody
Can
has
I-
ever died, that's more utility than looking good.
Can I have the earrings? I have them on my character sheet. I'm pretty sure I picked them up.
Well, let's have a group vote.
But I just... Alright. I
Happy,
would
who
like
do you
the
think should have the
earrings.
earrings?
Happy is deafened, apparently.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
How about
so
someone
no,
who can
who do
use
you
them?
think should have the earrings? They look very good on me, and Wielder doesn't have ears.
Aren't you trying to hide your identity? That dressing like Isaac would be a giveaway?
What? How is wearing earrings?
They're one-of-a-kind, unique earrings that anyone religious would recognize.
That the Rising has? I'm not hiding that, it's part of the Rising. That's confusing.
Well, the thing is, for you, they're only cosmetic. For me, I would have access to 3 spells a day, extra damage against undead,
That is
which
compelling
we are.
reasoning. However, Venari, look at me. I'm beautiful.
You're beautiful just the way you are without the earrings.
But the way I am right now has the earrings.
I could try and make you earrings out of Pananchi.
This could be acceptable.
I'll make you some new silver earrings.
Alex also gets a
Finally
vote.
crafted.
Your workshop blew up and turned into a giant space dragon egg.
Yeah, you think I need an entire building to make something out of silver?
I don't know.
I could
I
make
don't know how
something out
this
of
works.
silver with raw ore and enough sticks to make a fire.
I vote that I get the earrings because I actually know Kophine personally, and we used to hang out all the time.
Oh, could you ask her what her earrings were doing
You can't
in
ask her.
Jakrub's land?
I'm sort of trapped in here for all eternity, remember?
Oh, well, then you don't really know Kophine anymore.
Now, Alex, I'm just saying. I mean, look at me. I'm beautiful with your friend's earrings. This person just wants to exploit the magic in them.
Your goddess is one of magic. By denying me the ability to cast magic with this,
Non-lethal
you are
magic at
going
that.
against her teachings.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're denying the magic going into this world. There will be less magic in the world if I do not give those earrings.
The earrings are still magic. They're just not being used. Also, you only get one vote. All right, Fanar, you have to vote.
I think you're being pretty selfish right now, Angie.
I have to vote in favor of saving lives over fashion.
Okay, that's one vote. Happy, what do you vote? Who should get the earrings?
These earrings do what exactly again? They help Venari with something?
No, not me.
No, they help Wielder with stuff.
So he can
And-
actually revive,
And
not just me.
the thing is that Angie can't even attune to them. For them, they are simply earrings.
I'm sorry, Angie, but for the purposes, if there was a different time, maybe I would say yes, you should have them. But we
Just
don't
the end
know
of the
what's
world, no
going
big deal.
I will
Okay,
make you new
3 against,
earrings.
1 4. Who else is in the group?
Oh, Cal. Poor Cal.
Cat Hero and Sereth. What do you 3 vote?
on.
Should we ask your gut microbes as well? Does everyone get a vote?
I mean, technically, that is 3 different people, though. That's right.
Hey, I'm
It's
back.
within the Rising.
Cal,
Members
who
of
do you
the
vote to get
Rising
the
will
earrings?
vote.
They look very good on me, but Wielder wants to like cast magic with them.
If you die, would you like one person to be able to revive you or 2?
I do seem to have a
actually-
tendency to be the one struck more so than you, Isaac. I feel like our matter
Actually,
of
Isaac-
organization.
Angie can heal and revive people, just so you know.
I can.
Yeah, look at your inventory. You completely forgot about this.
What?
Yeah, potions. But not by spells, which is the requirement for the attunement.
Well, yeah, I have the Capri launcher that can launch all these spells I bought. Does that mean I can attune to the earrings?
There's no way that qualifies, right?
No, because then that attunement thing is
It literally doesn't mean
useless
anything.
because of the existence of potions. It requires attunement by someone who can talk. It requires attunement by someone who needs energy to survive.
Requires attunement by someone who can convince the DM that they should be able to use this item.
Maybe
For
I've
some
used
characters,
them
that's
so
going to be
long.
easier than others.
I've had them so long, and they look so beautiful on me that Kofi herself smiles down upon me.
I think
All
you've
right.
already been outvoted since there were 3 votes.
No. I'll vote for Angie if she denounces Elise and then swears to worship Kofi.
But no, I just convinced you that at least it's good. Remember?
You've just been trolled.
Yeah, but it would be funny though. Like, I mean, I feel
yeah.
like I feel like my church should agree with Kophine a lot more than it does. But people keep using these slurs about Kophine worshippers that I've been kind of upset about since I was a kid.
That's true. They do that. Consider the following, though. If you convert to Kofi, then you're continuing a great tradition of people switching their god to Kofi near the end of the campaign.
True.
But you
I
lose all your
see, so
piety,
that's-
though. You have to start
That's
over
the
again.
trade-off. You have to worship Kofi to use these. Then okay.
Well, I didn't use them because I wasn't gonna use something
Yeah,
from
switch.
Kofi.
Yeah. What is wielder worship?
You don't have to
Kofi.
worship Kofi, but
it requires attunement by a healer, but I also ignore attunement requirements.
What are you giving?
That seems cool.
But you can also cast
Which
Cure
god do you
Wounds.
worship, Wielder?
None.
Wow. Cool faith.
That is tough.
I mean,
Wait, hold on. Hold the fort. A new contender enters the ring. If we can level up Happy 3 more times, use magic device lets her attune to the earrings.
Can we give the earrings to Apology?
You can just spend your 10th level to get a level of cleric or something if you wanted to as well.
I could do that.
Cleric of Elise or some shit, and then you could use
Alex
then I
starts
don't
reciting
have-
the rules of the writ that he has memorized.
But if I don't have Elven accuracy, then I'm much worse.
I mean, the Elven accuracy is insane, actually. Or I shouldn't
It's
say
really
that
good.
word, but it's really good.
Hey, can we give the earrings to Apology?
why? Why would we do this?
She's
not going to be in combat to heal us?
Yeah, I mean,
Not
can
yet.
we simply get back to the matter at point where it's a vote amongst the 5 members of the Rising?
Wait, Apology?
Yeah, but I could vote for
And
that.
where I
That
already have
works.
3.
Wait, that works though. If Apology's always out of the not fighting with us, she's the most likely one to survive like a fight and revive people. No? I think
She
that's
is
actually
also immortal.
That's actually really smart, giving it to Apology. If we could trust her. I don't know, it's been a while since I've been with you
I think
folks.
we can trust her.
How's she going to feel about
That responsibility?
The
I don't know.
thing-
using something of Kofi's?
Yeah, how often is she going to then use the additional damage from attacking undead? She might even take damage by wearing this because she is an undead.
We can ask her.
No, she's not undead. She's a true vampire.
Everyone, I am feeling a little bit better now. I've regained some of my magic as well.
Oh, good to hear.
Oh, praise the rivers.
Also, congratulations on being a demigod.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is the bipartisan compromise choice. So in the interest of bipartisanship, I will switch my vote to Apology.
Do we all lose?
They don't know
I
because
also vote for
Why
Apology.
is this even a vote?
I don't think that's
Yeah.
losing. If Apology has it, if we can trust her, it's not like it's the end of the world. She can revive people. She won't be in fights with us, right?
Well,
So she
the
can
other
come back-
abilities of it is to get more damage, and we're gonna be fighting a lot of undead things
And
because of the
Commune
preacher.
and Dawn. There's more than the revivify aspect of it. I don't know why it's turned to this.
Wait, does the preacher
I
use
was
undead?
asking that the character that gets no use
You
out
literally
of it,
use undead
give
against
it to
in
me.
the ravine.
And it's
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
They were all
turned into
undead.
this.
I
The
mean,
preacher uses undead, whereas Fate uses celestials for the most part.
So the question is, does the character that can't use it keep it, or does the character that can use it
Wait,
keep it?
have we established that Angie can't use it? That we established she could in
Yes.
fact use it.
I mean,
Cannot use it.
We determined that when we first found them, so we'd be overturning that.
You're only looking at the
And
combat
a
potential
couple
of the earrings?
times, couple times after that. We've
The
also
social potential of
determined
these
that.
earrings is enormous.
Where's that bard that used to wear these? Where
You
did she
do
go?
nothing before you're social.
Hey, can we just take a vote and move on here?
I vote for Apology.
I vote for Apology.
I vote for Wielder.
I also vote for Wielder.
All right,
It's up to
Jazz.
Jazz.
Do we trust Apology?
Can Apology even use them?
I've only been in the
Yes, I am a cleric of the. Well, I was a cleric of Sylvania.
Angie, are you willing to start worshipping Kofi to use these?
You don't have to.
No.
This is
But you don't have to worship. What's the
What
requirement?
did you get him voting for Angie?
You have to be able to cast healing spells as a
But
requirement.
you can though through Elise, no? You can get one first level spell.
Wizard doesn't have any healing spells on its list.
None at all?
He's an arcane
Not at
caster.
all. That's wizard.
Why would wizard need healing
like-
spells?
No, I mean, okay.
I feel
that's
like
fine.
Paizo should put Infernal Healing on the wizard list.
Wait,
Wait,
hold
is
up.
there a healing spell on the wizard list?
No.
I'm looking. There might be. There.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you check.
Maybe not cure wounds, but there might be.
No,
something.
there's life transference, which is not a
Oh.
spell that Arcane Trickster can use. That's the only healing spell any
Well-
kind of wizard can get. This is, I don't know how this debate.
You
has
can
turned into
spend
this.
you can spend your 10th
This
level
is
feat instead
one
of
of the
an elven
dumbest things.
accuracy.
we've ever argued about.
There is false life.
You can end up getting with your 10th level.
Healing?
Does false life count as a heal?
Does
Isn't it
false
No.
attack?
life-
That's just
Gives
on
you temporary HP.
It's not a
not
healing spell.
self-ranged.
Is temp HP healing?
No,
a good question.
because it goes away.
Yeah, because it can't lift you from 0, right? So I feel like that's
Why
the
are
big
we
thing.
going through this again?
In an
we've had this
overwhelming
debate
Because
majority of
if-
multiple
cases,
because-
lay
times.
on hands is a
Because
self
he's determined that he's going to die on this
be-
hill of being
because
selfish.
Blitz-
Yeah, it
because-
really feels like
No, it's not because Blitz.
it's
If
just
Blitz, I would like
obstruction
the
for some
assassin that
reason.
does like
It's
50
funny.
D. I would like the assassin that does 50
Yeah.
D6 damage on a hit to have the additional undead damage.
Doesn't
I feel
2d6
can't attune to it.
once.
if he
Can't
can
attune
attune to
to
it, I'm
it.
saying if he can, so
Can't.
Well,
We've
he-
determined this, and now we're just making
We're just
No,
doing it
we
all
were-
over
we-
again.
arguments
we
I
were
get.
looking at the spell slots to like 100% determine it. That was all that happened. Now it turns out there isn't one. So yes, I agree with you. Now we realized there isn't a reason. But there's no way she can attune with it.
Okay, it's up to you, Jess. Do you vote for apology or
I-
for?
I'm confused. Why does Angie want this so badly?
Because they're
Everybody's
very
voting for apology.
Nobody's voting for Angie.
pretty. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Angie wanted them because they're very, very pretty.
yeah, and I
It's-
wanted them because I could use them,
2d6.
and then they're gonna die on that hill.
Okay, it's all right. It's 2d6 additional damage to undead. Okay. Now just try to
Oh
think.
my
It's
God,
not even a
why
good
is he-
idea.
That's an average of 7 damage. Does someone want that?
Yes, Wheeler want that.
Per hit.
But it's
Oh, shit.
also like
Okay.
the thing to consider here is like if we get TPK'd, this is actually a legitimate concern. If we get TPK'd, and Apology has that, she can revive us.
An NPC.
What do you mean? She?
Okay, I already
revive
have
us?
tons of things to attune
Yeah.
to, so I don't want it. But just point of order.
You're
Could
also-
I attune to it?
Calcivere
could.
can attune to it.
Yeah, that was an
Oh, yeah,
option
good pair.
when we got the earrings.
Wait,
I
can you
don't-
trade me?
Yeah.
Can I take one of your things and then you attune to the earrings? Is that an option?
Yo, the trade.
Because I have
It's
an
like-
empty slot.
Where my
I
head
don't
is
think
at.
you want my bracers of archery or cloak of protection, but you could probably use the amethyst lodestone.
Ooh.
I
Wait,
do want the braces of archery.
wait, no, it only does longbow and shortbow. It doesn't work with the
Oh.
gun. Unless you have
Yeah.
a gun that shoots bows.
I thought you
What
already
is
had
with the
bracers of
glowstone?
gun
Or-
that did that.
A gun that shoots arrows.
No, I don't.
Also known as a crossbow.
I'm
This
wearing my
is-
amulet and I'm wearing a periaptive wound closure.
I know you asked about it
Unfortunately, I
before.
think flight is not as good for you as for me, because also the flight is self-only. You can't use it on somebody else. I guess you could gravitational thrust me. But anyway, you
That
can
is
use it
really
for
cool.
you can use it for reverse gravity on enemies. Save DC 18. So it does something.
I don't.
All
I don't-
Angie has to do is see an NPC trainer to learn the healer feat. It's that simple.
Or just spend your 10th level on the healer feat. Do it, you won't.
I gotta get elven accuracy. It's too good.
You
I
can
don't
just
think,
get
I
it
don't think I'm taking these unless we're in agreement that the prettiness is worth it. But I feel like apology having them as like the anti-TPK is pretty strong.
Yeah, that's like I don't know why we're
Okay,
completely
on
disregarding
one hand,
that.
you're saying
Because
elven
then that's
accuracy is
all-
too good to
that's-
give up, but on the other hand, you're saying fashion is worth more
You
than
know, like,
mechanics.
that's like an in character thing. But,
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Yeah, but
Apology.
then yes, if that is in character, it's still selfish.
Okay.
My-
but
my in
we
character-
transitioned from that already, though. Talking about apology, right? That's no longer a thing.
Well, I'm not.
Okay,
I
but
don't want to give it to
but-
the NPC.
The only
Angie,
thing
it's
she
not the
can
list.
do would be the revivify thing, because she's not going to be fighting.
That's why it's
Well,
good.
She's
That's
not
the
going to be
reason.
using Dawn. She's not going to be using Commune.
Yeah, she's
That's-
a second chance.
That's why it's good, though, right? It's the exact second chance, second life. If we all get capped, if we get domed in the head, we're all dead. She can come and revive Venari. The Venari can revive other people. bish
or
bosh.
the extra benefits of using them actively in combat could prevent a
I mean,
TPK.
we're the last line of defense for Slaypool.
Okay, so my ranked
It's nice to have
voting
a second chance.
is I think Apology should have it, and then I think that I should have it, and I give this Amethyst Lodestone to someone, and then I think Wheeler should have it. I'm approval.
I mean, yeah,
approval
originally
for
I
all
would
of
have
those.
preferred Cal to have the earrings because she gets more hits, and she would get like if suddenly the option is you give them to Cal instead. That's my vote because I honestly think they're best on Cal.
Those Gal attacks at range and attacks a lot because she's a fight.
And then she gets Revivify, which she doesn't normally have. Commune, that's only to Kofi, I believe. But also Dawn, you get a lot more utility. Like
Well,
I remember
Commune's
when we
useful
got
because
them.
the Conclave gods know a lot, and Commune forces them to tell the truth. So Commune is still useful.
Commune is the
Yeah.
real woe, or is Commune like you can actually communicate with them?
You can
It's
communicate
yes,
with
no,
them.
and clear.
Oh, okay, cool.
The big boy one.
Hey, leader, I have a question regarding our form of democracy. Are we using first past the post or ranked voting? Because if we're using first past the post, then Apology, I believe, is the one that gets the earrings. But if we're using ranked voting, then I'm the one that gets the earrings.
Guess you can change
Let's
your
vote
vote.
about which voting
You want
system we should
this
use.
one.
I vote RCV.
Happy doesn't know what any of these are, so she's gonna say I don't know. Just the majority. If you lock your vote in, then it's locked in.
I don't actually want the earrings, everybody.
All right, vote Calvin. She doesn't want.
Yeah.
We all have to do things we
Yeah.
don't want to do. For
I give it to
example, I
Cal.
have to give up this beautiful, beautiful fashion for utility.
Cal
which
has
is
to
the
free
most
up
disgusting thing I've ever heard.
a slot.
I don't want to use items
Good
from a
team spirit.
heretical god.
Ooh, based.
Based indeed.
Although I think Kofi's like pretty unambiguously good. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Kofi also hates all undead, and Apology is undead, so that's
Yeah.
kind of like a conflict of
Oh,
interest there.
Also, the undead aren't inherently bad in this setting, are they? So
No, that's one of Kofi's moral flaws. Calsevere, did you level up and take a long rest on D&D Beyond?
I did not take a long rest in D&D Beyond. I'm gonna do that right now.
All right, let me know when you've done it so I can upgrade your character.
So Cal
I'm
is
taking a
taking
lot.
the earrings.
yeah, Kyle can
Wait, what
have
are the other
Alright.
options besides the Amethyst
Perfect.
Lodestone? The Braces of Archery are useless. What's the third one?
Cloak of Protection.
Cloak protection.
It's one of the 5 things you absolutely must need in Pathfinder. You need the Cloak of Protection, the Ring of something, a plus X weapon.
Oh wait, shit! I get 2 new moves. I get 2 new maneuvers. I didn't know that part. That's cool. This might take a minute.
I am glad that everyone's back, and this session has largely been complete bullshit. I actually really miss just chatting with all of you guys.
Feels good.
We're all here. The gang's all back.
Yeah, I can take the Lodestone and then I can cast Reverse Gravity with it, which is a 7th level spell, which will bring me closer to Elise. It also can't do damage.
Yeah,
Feels
it's
good.
actually very fitting, now that I think about it.
Well, I guess it can do damage if they hit something, but I'll just make sure not to cast it so they hit a ceiling.
I mean, that could be like because their whole point was like using it like by the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law, the scripture or whatever. So like, you're not doing the damage; they just happen to be in the. I don't know.
I lost Piety when we did that before.
Oh,
Hey, Matt.
What? Oh, by the way,
Can I
Dawn
take
will make me
these?
blind because my robes.
Oh no. Can I take the spell refueling ring back?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
one of my favorite role players, Tiberius.
I
Like
have
using
third
that
level
ring on
spells now.
the spell starter.
You know what's better than inventory Tetris?
What?
5-character inventory Tetris with attunement slot Tetris.
Yeah.
Now that's pod racing.
Oh no, I have a free
Yes.
2-minute slot.
Pog, can I cast Reverse Gravity so that it doesn't do any fall damage? Or does it
Yeah, you
always
can.
do fall damage?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'll let you control it.
Hooray! A gentle Reverse Gravity so that they float back down at the end.
You have to attune to it, which I thought takes like 24 hours.
Oh, by the way, can I have a piety for convincing a literal god to worship Elise?
Yeah, that's like the thing that you get piety for in it. Go ahead. We
Okay.
are taking a long rest, so you are taking like a full rest in this place because now you're not being kicked out by anything.
What do I get at Piety 10? Because I am now Piety 10. I've leveled up.
You're Piety 10?
Yeah.
You did it.
Yo, you can cast Cure Wounds now. No,
I am
Yes, your
so
wounds.
Now we have to go back to this argument all over again.
no. We
I'm
voted.
so proud of you.
It's not an argument,
well,
it's a vote.
So, I hope you have access to this because otherwise this feature's
Huh?
Do you have access to this?
To what?
I just linked a character sheet.
In the Discord?
Yep.
I
Big
can see it.
character.
Yes.
So.
I have access to Elise's sheet.
Okay, beautiful. So, at Piety level 10, you gain the ability to cast spells from Elise's character sheet.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness!
What?
Up to what level?
Wait, that means we should
Well-
give you the earrings.
You have up to level 4.
What?
Oh, that's pretty good.
However, bear in mind you have essentially we're going to be using sorcery points on this.
Oh, okay.
So using the sorcery points to spell casting mechanics. So
You can do Star Thrust. Oh my god.
you
Those
can
are-
do
I'm
Star
so
Thrust.
busted.
You have some of the best control spells too, don't you? Because that's
Yeah.
all I picked. Like here.
How many spell slots does he have?
Not spell slots. We're using the sorcery point thing. So I had this written up in
Like, you
like
could-
complete shit. It's literally like Piety
Like-
10. Will we get here? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Sorcery point.
What DC does it have? Does it have Elisa's DC?
No, it's your
Okay.
DC, but you're
Okay.
just casting spells that are on this sheet.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
you
my
don't
DC
have-
is 13, so that's much worse.
But he doesn't have
it is
sorcery
good.
points to
but
spend.
still, you have shit like Confusion, Black Tentacle, Star Thrust, Banishment, Thunderstep. You have
Counterspell.
bonus action.
So hang on,
What?
let me get the variant rule. Up. I'm gonna
Lightning
write it
bolt?
out here.
Hypnotic Pattern.
Here's
Oh
the most cool thing about this though is that look at all these spells that you get. Like you shield, mage armor, misty step, counter spell.
Oh,
There's a lot
shield.
of great-
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so at this level, you have 7 sorcery points available to you, and
Okay.
Oh, you can only use non-damaging spells, right?
yep,
Non-lethal spells.
and here we go. Here's the table of spell point costs. So
Okay.
theoretically, you have enough sorcery points to cast 5th level spells. You just don't have access to them yet.
How many spell points does he have, though?
7.
Jesus. All I get is a random amount of spell slots back.
That's the
That's
Dominion
way
number.
better for you. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
remember
really
like
good.
seeing all these at DC 13?
Yeah, these are DC 13, and it's only Elise's spells, whereas you have all the cleric spells available. Literally all the cleric spells.
How much
No.
points does it cost for a cantrip?
Cantrips are not available by this.
Oh, dang it. Oh shit, those comprehend languages.
There is comprehend languages. You also can't ritually cast anything. Because you don't
Summon
actually know
Raven
these.
Quill
You're
Scythe.
borrowing this power. You
Yeah.
can summon the Raven Quill Scythe. Yo, summoning Tizo, let's go.
I don't know
Wow.
why I have that, by the way. Dude.
We all got it, didn't we?
Oh,
It's a ritual, though.
You just need a hilt of a Raven Quill Hexblade, so if you can get that, you can theoretically summon a Raven Quill
Just
Scythe.
find
The
classes to
buried
weapon, yeah.
house. Let's go grave digging.
wait, is it just the prepared spells that he has access to, or does he have access to the book as well?
Just the spells here.
Ah, okay, cool. I was gonna
The
say,
prepared ones. Okay.
still the prepared ones are really
Resilient
nice.
Sphere.
They're really good for a rogue too. Like, 'cause
Yeah, there's good
no-
stuff here. Like, there's a lot of good
Counterspell?
stuff.
Oh, you can counterspell now.
counter
That's true,
spell.
You can counterspell. But
I
keep
don't
in
need to hold the
mind,
wand all
the
the
point
time.
cost is rough.
I mean, he's got 7 points. Does it refresh every day?
Now I can stop all of y'all from casting spells that deal damage.
Oh, no,
Boy,
no,
he
Because
please,
gets
of the
to grief
perfect
us.
Elise's spirit.
please don't. Not even Elise was that fanatical about it.
Cal, you got the level up done?
I'm gonna go with these 2 moves in maneuvers and just assume that that's good enough.
Move. You guys think I can make it as like a cowboy VTuber?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that I'm updated now.
Easy cat. Don't even do any accent, just do your normal voice. Easy.
Which ones are you taking, Rain?
The ones that I selected, at least for now, are menacing attack and grappling strike.
Nice.
Menacing.
I'm gonna add that amethyst lodestone to my sheet and attune to it.
Oh, does that mean that I should have the earrings?
You should have the earrings.
Okay.
Feels good, though.
I will try and figure out how to do that. Anyway, I think other than that, I'm done.
I'll get you the earrings real quick. Let me pop
Oh, you
them
have
on.
advantage on strength saving throws with this? That's a pretty good lodestone.
I have oh, that's what gave me advantage? Oh, damn it.
I like how this I like how this snaps at 30 feet. Oh, it's so good.
All right, everyone. Are we done the leveling? Are we done the
I think
so.
I'm good.
the war of the earrings?
I probably should have kept the
An hour and a half
lodestone,
later,
shouldn't
we
I?
leave.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready to.
Okay,
I have
I'm
94
just-
hit
Yeah,
points.
I'm good for now.
What?
Oh, hold on. No, I need to pick a cantrip. I think I know what I want.
Let me know what the cantrip is. I don't need to actually do.
I think I'm picking Thorn Whip.
Thorn whip.
Thorn whip.
Yeah, the thorn whip.
Whip.
Or should I take Guidance?
Guidance.
Guidance is really nice, especially
I'm
because you have
taking
Splash
Guidance.
of Genius
Okay.
or Flash of Genius.
Well,
It's
everyone,
concentration, but
you have a nice little snooze in the azure. You are able to rest in beds that Alex makes. Well, don't worry about the time passing. Time passes differently in this area. I'm sure you're all aware by now.
for like 5 months have passed since we slept, probably.
No, the azure works differently. The azure time slows down even more in here compared to outside.
Oh, so you've been here like even longer than.
Alex nods.
I now thought the couple weeks, however long we were frozen, trapped, was bad.
Well, let me give you some advice, and this is genuine advice that will carry you well throughout your life. Listen well. Out of everything that I told you, this is the most important. Never assume that your struggles are comparable to any other person's. You don't know what they've been through in their life to get up to this point. You don't know what it feels like to be at that point. If someone says they're in pain, then they are. It's not a competition.
Wise words.
And so, he opens the door. You can see outside that there are 3 people, in fact, waiting for you.
Oh, only 3? It's not like a whole platoon of people with crossbows that are going to mow us down the second we step out.
Well, one of them is
And
Fate, probably.
Can we get a description of these people and also possibly prepare to
Yep.
delay them for 10 rounds?
In rounds.
Yeah, we can just stand on this side
Oh,
of the
you
door
just
while
want to
you
talk to
stare
them, I
at
see.
You can. So there are 3 people. There is one that is particularly large looking, and they are wearing a uniform that looks very similar to like something that you've seen Saga wear. The guy looks kind of like Saga. It's a samurai's outfit. Then you see 2. They're ninjas. They're ninjas. You've seen them before. Specifically they're conclavist ninjas. So you've seen the Templars that Celis uses. These are Templars. There's 2 of them, and then there is the larger samurai, who looks sort of like what Sovereign uses, but this is clear or not Sovereign, what Saga uses, but this is clearly
Well,
not
those are the
Saga.
ninjas that are taking down my post. My
Mhm.
flyer.
Oh yeah, the opposite. My bad. You right? Yeah.
And you can see that these 3 people are directly outside the door. There may not necessarily be like an entire platoon of people with crossbows. There may be. You can't see that far out because you only have like this door angle, right? Like you can't see everything around you. But these are the people waiting out in front of the door.
But we don't actually recognize him.
You do not recognize him.
I wave. I
You wave, but it seems like he is not able to recognize who you are.
Oh, Cal, do you want to get their measure? Maybe stare at them for a couple minutes?
I continue staring at them. I study them.
All right.
I'm gonna step outside.
Wait, don't do that first.
Why not?
Okay, so what are you studying, Cal?
Cal is studying.
Do I get to choose different attributes for different characters, and do I get to
Yep.
study them all simultaneously?
Yeah, I'll let you do them all. Why not?
Okay. I want to know their. So that's easier to find in my sheet. Okay. I want to know relative to my own their 2 of the following characteristics. Their strength score and their armor class. My strength is 16, and my armor is 21.
Their armors are all lower than you. Now, as for strength, the large one has more than you, but the ninjas have less.
Cool.
Wow, the ninjas are dexterous. Who would have guessed?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they have less than my dex. I guess I could have checked if it was equal, because I don't think I have 21. I think I have 20. Or they could be demigod ninjas. But there's 2 of them. That can't be it.
Oh, right. We gonna go talk to them now?
I explained what I learned to my allies.
Apology pops into her regular form and then rides on the back of Anne Marie, and then Anne Marie rides on the shoulders of Isaac.
Yes.
Wow.
Gurren Lagann.
Isaac rides a centaur, and the centaur rides another centaur.
They know to be on the most dexterous person for fireball purposes.
Isaac rides a centaur. The centaur rides a dragon. All right, are you ready to go out?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Hello, gentlemen? Can we help you?
As soon as you step out, all of them like get their weapons at the ready. You can see the Templar assassins. They have a combination of what appears to be like their. You don't even know actually. Like they have some sort of like sharp thing in their wrists. You can see very much that they have like some sort of wrist sharp thing, but you can't see it's obscured by the sleeves. Whereas the conclavist warrior who is wearing a samurai outfit, he very clearly and very obviously has this large spear that he uses, like a pole arm. He takes it out, points it towards all of you. Ah, that's far enough. You hear the rising?
No, we're just we're the falling actually. We're an anti-rising group.
Who are you?
My name is Paladin Josephiah. However, it's irrelevant who we are. We are here to deliver a message and hopefully to deliver you to our master.
I'm
Sealess. Ein is our
Sealess.
enemy.
Oh, has Silas broken out of prison then?
You're thinking of Briere.
Yeah, like
Oh,
Yeah.
Phyllis is the albino beholder in human form.
Why does
well-
Sealess want to see us and not want to deliver us to fate?
There are things above our head. We're not meant to know this.
What's the message?
Well, the message is that you're to report to Celis immediately.
Sounds more like an order. And who is he to order us around?
He is the Episcopatus of Lehava.
And we're the Rising.
Is Lehava a real place? I've never seen you and Lehava in the same room before.
I am not from Lehava, no. I've been deployed here. Although, I've been to Drekheim. Beautiful, beautiful country.
I mean, we're all willing to talk, but we can't just walk into enemy territory.
Yeah, I mean, Celis is part of the upper echelon, isn't he?
He is an Episcopatus.
Yeah, he's in Fate's inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be foolish to meet him on his turf. What about we designate a meeting area?
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. I don't deliver compromises, negotiations. That's not my job. My job is to deliver a message and hopefully deliver you to Celis.
We are not
You're
packages
not
to be
going to
delivered.
attack us.
If we must.
Oh, so you are going to attack us.
If we must.
Happy's gonna step up. I think it would be very uncouth of you to attack the remaining members of the Stone Wall. We are the last defense of Slaypool. Please stand aside and let us decide for ourselves what we want to do.
You decide for yourselves. My decision has been made for me. I am to deliver you to Celis.
You find no issue with that? That you can't make your own decisions?
Are you able to tell us where this meeting will take place?
Yes, I can do so.
Because if it's in an agreeable enough location, perhaps?
Celis is mounting an assault on Ain's territory.
Oh.
We have a forward operating base on the south coast of what is called the Ivory Islands. Come with us there, and we will fight together.
Can I roll an insight to see if he's lying or not?
Yeah, it also.
Go ahead.
I can even just click skills and do this, eh?
Yeah, you sure can. It was skills insight and.
Ooh, look at that dice.
Hold on, that one.
Happy?
I'll
This
give
guy's-
Happy Flash of Genius.
Ooh, even better. Happy, this guy is telling you what he's been told to say.
Yeah, that makes
He
sense. Even if-
believes it because he's been told that it's the case.
yeah,
He
exactly.
has
Even if-
unflinching belief in Celis.
that makes sense. Even if it was a lie, obviously they wouldn't tell this person it was a lie.
I mean, if. I guess we would have to go to him to negotiate. Doesn't help negotiating with these guys.
I mean, what do we know about him? We know. Let's lay out what we know about him. He's an Episcopatus. We've never talked to him one-on-one. He was always with Fate.
No, we met him in the stone wall one time. He showed up, walked in, used his
That's right.
non-magic gaze.
That's right. We know he's a beholder.
He's not the greatest guy ever. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And he is a.
I think he was the one doing the torturing of people in conversion. Forcible conversion.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk to this guy.
However, we were going to go to Ein anyways, probably.
We can still just go to Ein and have him be attacked on two fronts. Just I don't want to be anywhere near Celis when we do that.
I mean, Ein's kind of a better guy than Celis is. So I don't really want to
Is he
join up with. I mean,
remind
I
me.
don't want to
Yeah.
qualitative
Hey,
judgment.
I've got some
Hey,
respect for him.
Tim, let me remind you that Celis kidnaps people who worship other deities and then forcibly converts them using mind control and or torture.
Yeah.
Ein also wants to do like infinite genocide. He wants to kill everyone ever.
I mean,
Well, he wants to restart.
I don't want to
Which,
get
yes,
like
does involve
super
doing
into
that.
the qualitative judgments here, but yeah.
We also have to think
saying.
about the overall balance of the world too, because this
I mean,
will
I'm
make the
not
conflict
talking
stronger.
I mean, we could
I'm not
just
talking about end goals. I just mean as people. I think Ian's a better dude than Steelers. I mean, we're not going to go with either of their ultimate plans anyway.
I mean, we can use Sealess for our own ends and then also deal with Sealess afterwards.
We actually think we can use seals.
It seems we have a common goal, which is eliminating Ein. And afterwards, we can eliminate Sealess. We've taken out all the other aspects thus far. As far as I'm concerned, Sealess is just like another aspect. We just have to wait, bide our time,
These
and then deal with them.
Episcopatus, they're fucking dangerous as hell.
Yeah,
But even better
They
than we deal
represent
with
a different kind of risk.
I'd rather kind of go to Ein and see if he wants to take down this guy.
I mean,
I would rather go to neither of them. Let's just go and do our own
I think
thing.
we should not fight a war on multiple fronts.
But neither option is we
I
have to fight
agree.
these guys right here, right now.
I think we ally with.
One more
These
thing.
guys are chumps.
Well,
Which is fine.
Sorry, here is visually how they're all laid out, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to show you for just one moment, because I'm going to take you somewhere completely different.
Uh-oh.
Enjoy the
Whoa!
loading.
Whoa!
Load.
Who's the fire person? Lady, man, what is
What?
this?
Top left.
Yeah.
Don't see
That's
anyone in
fate.
the top left.
That's Fate?
No,
No, I
that's
think that's just an extra token that we put on here for some reason.
That's a cool looking token. Alright.
So,
no, there was isn't that your spirit guardian?
yeah, that's the Spirit Guardian. So if you look here, this is where Sealess is, right? Recall that you had this information given to you.
What?
Sealess is over here
I'm gonna
on Ains
refresh.
Island.
I don't think I'm seeing the right thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have to do a whole bunch of things before we get there. We have to go and to see On Street, and we have to go to Plaguebringer Spike and recruit Plaguebringer, and then we go to Iron's Island. We kill Iron and Sealess.
Now, here's the other information that you have. Here's the Broodvar Outpost, where Ariane has an entire army of people loyal to your cause.
That is compelling.
Ains Island is essentially the Ivory District, right? Zalgreb and the Ivory District have merged together here.
Oh, that's where my penthouse is.
Yeah, he has taken over your penthouse.
He's taking it over?
That's right. And he's raised the rent. He's ignored your rent control.
That's fucked.
One more thing. Let's get some D20s here. So, Jazz, as a result of your work, can you please roll 2 D20?
Alright.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Below average.
Number one was a nat one. Spooky.
All right. Now, as a result of everything that was done in today's discussion, let's say Tim and Matt, I need you both to roll a D20 as well. Yours is for bringing life back to Alex with Elise, Tim, and then Vonara, yours is for becoming an aspect.
That's one. That's two. Hey, too bad.
Aww. I roll a 6.
Don't you have 2d20?
So-
or sorry, never mind.
No.
There's a mechanic, Jazz. I don't know if you were there for this, but do you see this over here? This is the
Yep.
Crucible.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think we want it low.
And
This is a bringing home back to the world mechanic.
the more hope you bring to the world, the better things off are. If you can completely fill the bar, which is highly unlikely, but maybe you do. If you can completely fill the bar, maybe something good will happen.
Feels good.
How much did we fill it today?
Well, we've added a lot, actually. Ooh, Hachimachi.
42.
Hachi
42.
Could have been a lot
Paul
more.
says that because it means either we're going to take a lot of damage or we did something really cool.
All it
That's
means
actually
is that you've... Oh, go ahead.
That's exactly average for 40-20.
But
Is
there's
it?
also 40-20. How often do we roll 40-20, right?
Doing things to improve the hope of the world or defeating like major antagonistic forces will increase the hope. Either way, just some things to think about because it's been some time and you're probably not as deeply familiar with the geography of the canvas world. So, with that in mind, let's head back to our fight. Or maybe not a fight. Maybe you don't fight them.
I mean, we still
I
have
really
things
don't
to
wanna
do
go
here,
see Heroes to
probably.
Lose.
I mean, we don't have to kill these guys, but I don't want to go with them.
I mean, we can.
We can take them.
We can knock them out.
Yeah.
Let's send a message.
All right. So I think we're knocking these guys out.
Choose battle?
Wait. No, wait. So dealing with Ein alone is, I don't think we should be. Ein's a powerful
Well,
person.
Realize we
we
could just
wouldn't
let them
be
fight it
alone
out.
because we
and-
have Ariane's little sliver of the kingdom there. We've got allies there.
Well, more
Plus-
allies the better, and it's not like we have to commit to fighting a war on all, like as Cal so eloquently put it, a war on all fronts right away. We could work with Silas, and then once we deal with Ein, presumably we'll be stronger. That seems to happen every time we deal with him. With
I mean, I
Okay,
think
so
that they're trying to put us
that's
in a
what we
position.
meant. Okay.
I think that they're trying to put us in a position where we're forced into rearranging our allegiances and where we're spending our energy. I think that our next few steps are somewhat precious. We're sort of in a crucial moment. And so probably we should offer, that is to say, threaten, that we can either send 3 of them home with a message or 1.
Hearing this, Happy's gonna turn and say, "Wait, how do we go?" Okay, we can
Sorry,
either.
did you get all that? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you good. I don't know who you asked if they got all that. The soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Who wants to roll intimidation here with advantage, helped by Angie and Cal and Happy? Of you 3, who wants to make the roll with advantage?
I have a -1.
I like to think that Cal technically, because she said those things, but I'm good with
Oh,
whoever.
Oh, I thought that we were telepathying to each other.
Oh, if
Well,
we are. Okay, I
That's
have
a
a plus
pain in the
0.
ass to relay back and forth.
I have a +0. Oh.
Just
I
do
can
it,
just-
Cal. You were the one.
It is, but they were standing here for a long time, so I feel like they can be patient while we hand signal and brain talk.
I mean, yeah,
and-
they're ninjas. They're patient.
yeah. Like maybe they start fighting us or something, but
Well, if you like to intimidate them, someone will have to do it. You will have advantage because you're helped by the whole Rising working together on this one.
All right. Happy steps up. Sorry, I don't often do this. I don't like, but we could send 3 of you home or 1 of you. He does.
That was the least intimidating thing I've ever.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy's
no.
like this tiny little cat gnome.
Oh, can I? Oh, I didn't word it. I'm saying something. I'm not using my strength with this, so yeah, it's fine. It's a 0. It's the 18.
Wielder, you want to interject here?
Yes, I do want to give the flash of genius, of course.
We have better things to do than deal with your bullshit right now.
Yes.
We're not gonna play to the fiddle of fate. Go where she wants, do what she wants.
Well, this guy is actually genuinely intimidated. He's failed by 10 or more. You know, he looks at his sword, he looks up at you guys. He looks around at this area that was previously an impregnable fortress filled with powerful warriors that have now just all stopped. You don't want to get on Silas's bad side. I'm warning you guys. This is your last chance to make a good impression.
Pray, dear friend, tell us how we might send to them, how we might prepare and transmit a message which might be received with all due haste.
I did not prepare sending.
With all do haste.
He holds up his hand, and then you can see that there are a few archers that were on the ground that step out, and they put their bows away.
Please, let's not do this. We know death is not a good thing in current affairs. They make things worse here in Slaypool.
You point those weapons of yours towards Ain. If I find out that a single one of my men has been hurt, we're bringing the entire platoon.
Well, I hope you didn't.
Vonari, passive insight, this guy's trying to save face while making a retreat.
Nice. Diplomacy.
Yes, diplomacy.
Well, you
Diplomacy.
successfully intimidated these guys away.
Who does he think we
Diplomacy,
are?
baby.
The thing is, like, even if we did go all out there, like, Fate's gonna make some other move while we're away. Yeah? He's trying to influence where we go next. All part of her grand plan. Maybe she anticipates that we'll resist, but I don't know.
I'm just going off of who I like better, and I like Ein better.
You know who I like?
Who?
I like the Rising better. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Aw,
Ryzen's pretty
that's
tight.
sweet. But yeah, quit flirting with us while we're streaming.
I'm flirting with your characters. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, that makes it fine.
Okay, so you think
Alright.
flirting in character is okay?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna play that
Well-
bard.
Oh, then I should have called Alex Foxy.
Yeah. All right. A horny bard.
We're already
Next
shipping Elise
campaign.
and Alex together now, so
No, we're not
hold
shipping
on.
those two. What?
Yo, wait, wait, great ship name, Alex Angie. It's so good.
Yeah, that would have been good. But between
Lanty.
Alex and Elise, there's an imbalance of power. That's not a
Well-
good relationship. Elise is just so much better than Alex.
Who was the
Wow,
drunken
okay.
monk dwarf in Calamity? What was her name?
Who?
Oh,
Shishella. It was Shishella.
no,
No,
Sam-
that's someone else.
Samantha.
No, Samantha was the sniper.
Samantha's a sniper.
It was Bale.
He was married to the other
Oh
guy.
my
Though.
god.
Oh.
Yeah, married to Samuel.
Yeah. Oh, we killed the shit out of that lady.
Feels
We
bad.
didn't.
Elise is not culpable. She was just casting like control spells, non-lethal ones.
Anyways, my point is she's the horniest character in any of Pog's campaigns.
So far.
Talk team.
So far.
It's crazy
All right,
because
so
there's a
we
huge
just
bulk because
skipped the
there's
combat
none
that our DM
normally.
spent a month preparing for us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do now?
What's our next course of action? Yeah, that's a good question. I have not.
I
been
don't
with-
know, leader.
Where are we on the map? Are we still in the
I have some ideas.
Elantry-ish area?
Okay, let me get you to the world map. One thing to keep in mind, Happy explicitly knows where the Resistance headquarters is.
We do
Yes.
need to go there. I also want to look
I
at
think-
the
yeah, that's-
soldiers.
Is the is the health bar updated for the crucible?
It is.
Wow. Shoot, that's not very full. We have to kill more people.
I think we have to help more people. Spread more joy.
More hope.
I think killing specific people will make other people more joyful.
Yeah.
And I'm much better at killing people than threatening people to be more happy.
Yeah.
Are all the art patrols stopped? Is that what they said?
Yeah, they've stopped.
I tried to assert control over one of them?
You can try. It's going to be exceedingly difficult.
Well, I gotta try, right?
Big try
Okay.
in the chat.
So
this place is
this'll
gonna be
be-
completely defenseless.
You've got no
I guess the resistance
like,
might step in and
you have no familiarity with your aspect, and this is your first major attempt. Go ahead and make an Arcana
Oh, that's what
wisdom
you're
check.
doing.
what?
It's like, what the hell is she doing?
Arcana wisdom. So this is going to be a wisdom check. with disadvantage, and it's DC 25.
Yeah, this is
Um,
very unlikely to happen.
You've got a flash
So-
of genius if it comes up.
So, also, Sereth has been struggling directly with the aspect for a long time. I don't know if that information can be conveyed because I haven't tried anything specifically like this. But if there's anything that I can do to coax Sereth into aiding Venari, I would do that.
You could actually do
What
it.
was the DC? What was the DC?
25 you said, right?
All right, flash of genius.
However, it's keep low, but it doesn't matter.
It's the same roll,
14.
yeah, sorry, I mistyped, but
Oh, it doesn't matter though.
they're both 14.
It's-
Yeah. 14
They're
plus
both
6.
14.
So yeah.
Venari,
Flash of
you
Genius, 26.
struggle as much as you possibly can. You have achieved 1 out of 3 experience required to level up your aspect.
Oh.
And you are able to assert a weak control over them.
Oh, like all of them? I was just hoping for one of them.
The ones in the area, not like all of them. You'd have to go like place to place to get them. But in like the general area that you're in, you can sense there are a total of, let's see, per area,
Ooh.
1d4.
Actually, I think I got excited.
You find 2 people in the area that you are able to assert control. You can give them a basic command as if the command spell.
Oh man, I actually have that spell.
Can we make that a non-canonical flash of genius? I just realized
Oh, you don't have
that.
enough?
No, I do have enough. It's just that something not wielder does not support. So you take it, take the bonus as a mechanical standpoint, but it was
Or
a
not
divine
command,
thing,
suggestion,
and
sorry. A
wielder wasn't the source of it. Okay.
You just did, okay. Or you didn't realize what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I got excited.
Sorry, suggestion is what I meant, not command. Wrong
I
spell.
see. Yeah. But I can probably just suggest them to, like, protect civilians of this area. Yeah.
I just got so excited you rolled high on a disadvantage roll.
That's so hyped that you forgot what your character wants.
More exciting.
Yeah, I forgot all of his values and his principles.
Okay. I mean, it's good to know it's possible. And I need experience with the aspects, so.
Wasn't that my testament, like freedom of mind or something like that?
Well, the thing is, they're
Yeah.
going to fall under Iron's control if we don't do anything.
Yeah, if anyone with an aspect comes by, they can just swoop in and take control of them. Presumably that means Nula can as well, and then maybe Fate or Percy. It's unclear.
Yeah. Wielder probably recognizes this, but I think by now he's going to let that slide.
I mean, at the very least, we need to round them up and then deal with it. They can be free to do what they want after, but
not like let it slide like, oh, but next time you wait, like, you know what, I'm not so sure about this anymore. Maybe I'm changing my mind.
Right.
All right, where would you like to go next? What's everyone's plan?
We want to go to Resistance HQ?
Resistance HQ, yeah.
Yeah, with the Resurrect Sovereign.
Happy, would you happen to also know where my workshop or what remains of it is? The one that Cody was looking over?
Would I know that, Pog?
Happy, you would know very well that this is the center point of the new Resistance headquarters.
There you go.
Well, that's
It's
convenient.
right in the middle. It's right in the
Same.
middle of the headquarters, Wielder. I'll take you there in haste. Let's go.
They built it around this new building that they had created. They didn't have like a lot of control over where they had, but they did have this one building that just happened to create weapons, and they needed weapons to defend themselves. So this is, you're familiar with the Resistance headquarters very much. It's all underground. It's literally an underground series of bunkers. So essentially, the workshop, everything above ground is a storefront, and they've hidden the actual workshop part, which was originally designed just so that Wielder could like not be bothered when he's doing work. But now it's like the entry to the underground.
I love it. I love it. The parallels to my little nook underground that
Ah.
I had to hunch over in my first workshop. Now it's a vast open cavern. I can stand freely.
You have to be careful because Saga was like indiscriminately killing things in the area too.
Yeah.
All right. This is a very simple encounter. So, Jazz, since you're back, I'll let you roll. Go ahead and give me a 1d3, please.
1d3.
Big threes in the chat.
Don't
Give
get it.
us the Saga. I want to
Can't
make
wait to
friends with
see-
Saga again.
Oh, it just
Yes.
uses a d6. That's lame.
3 means like a combat.
I mean, Saga. Hell yeah.
A combat with Saga? Oh no.
Not combat. We're going to
3
convince him to be happy.
sagas.
Like
Convince him to be happy?
But we already have happy.
let's hope he's not at his prime.
Got him.
Uh-oh. You've done it now. The one thing I told you not to do.
Oh no,
Roll
not
the
like this.
3.
Getting Ambrosia flashbacks from
Oh.
that.
Not like this.
Just imagine if you did that. Just imagine.
You get a sense of
What are we
dread.
imagining?
We're
If
imagining
you pulled a go back in time loop plot line right now.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
right now in a village where the tieflings are being treated like second-class citizens.
It was a
Ah!
murder mystery. Maxwell did it.
Wait, why do you keep saying Axel? He didn't do anything.
He didn't. Maxwell was cool. He was trying to solve the mystery.
He was the murderer the whole time.
He was trying to
I
solve
knew it
What a
immediately.
legend.
Second
What a
we saw him.
Shouts out to Axwell, the legend. himself.
Really, if we just use Occam's razor, the most plausible thing is that Axwell did it.
Yeah.
Why?
First person
What?
we meet is always
No.
the murderer.
No,
He's trying to cover it up by finding other candidates.
it wasn't him. though.
Suspects, that's the one.
He didn't do it.
Totally
Fake
him.
news. The Axwell slander.
Yo, I'm Team Axwell.
Yes, he.
I'm Team Axwell. Well, I don't actually have the map loaded in, so it's going to take a while to load this in. I wasn't expecting you guys to get this far. There's a fight that was going to happen. I'm like, I'll load it in later. So we're going to start this without... We're going to start this without loading this map in, and I'll just try to get it in real quick. But yes, you do notice that Sovereign has finished killing a group of these Art Patrol people. He's round a corner, and you see him before he sees you, Vonari.
I'm gonna
What do
warn
you do?
everyone telepathically. What do we do?
I don't know. Where do we stand with him now? He killed, you know.
Yeah. What did he
Are we
look
on
like
fire?
when I saw him?
So, as before, he has the same metal arms that he has to replace his own, like the same prosthetic arms. He is using 2 swords. He's using the 2-sword style here. He's not 3-swording yet. He's not been that serious. But you can see, like, his skin is just completely covered in ash. Like, he's been doing this for quite some time. And he looks, like, visibly tired.
Did I see him during the fight at all? Did he look like he was mindlessly doing it, or did he look like he was skillfully?
Oh, this is, like, an expert masterclass in swordsmanship. Like, he's a big guy, right? Like, he's large, but he moves so quickly that it's remarkable that he can be so dexterous and yet so strong at the same time.
I guess it would have been insight to see if he was of proper mind and not just gone crazy.
Yeah, that's correct.
Which I'm not on this. I think I can still do this one. It sounds like he's a proper mind. But we could talk to him, probably.
Sure, fuck it, let's go.
Let's see what he has to say.
He's got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
And if we don't like the answers, we'll all die because he can kill like 1,000 men in a fight.
All right, so you choose to go up to him. Are you being stealthy or just walking up?
Well, okay. Does anyone else think we should just run away and avoid him?
Maybe I think we should avoid him, if that's an option.
He hasn't noticed us yet, so it's possible. Opinions, peanut gallery? Anyone?
I think. I mean, we don't know why he killed him, but
Saga is our friend. I want to talk to him.
he killed Sovereign, who is also our friend.
Happy, he's not part of the resistance at all, right?
Saga?
Yeah. Not Sovereign.
Not remotely.
No, I don't believe I've ever seen him corresponding with anyone from the Resistance.
We should avoid him. I think best case scenario is that he's being mind controlled right now. That he did not kill Sovereign of his own will.
I think it would
and
be.
In that case, we can't go up against him right now. We should probably stay hidden.
Is he too strong for us?
Oh yeah.
This is the man that killed 1,000.
That's
Strong
Sovereign.
arm.
No, Sovereign. Soverein went into the
Oh
battle.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, we could probably take this guy.
Same person.
However,
Saga the Sandman.
Saga is one of the few people that have beaten Sovereign in a fight.
I mean, I feel
Like they were training buddies.
I feel like
Sovereign was always the better of the two, but they were like literally training buddies. They fought each other countless times. They're on the same level.
Alcibi, are you able to gauge Saga's strength somehow? I saw you doing it earlier with the conclavists.
I am fairly sure that his strength, if relevant, far surpasses my own.
Yes, but there are 5 of us, and 4 of us are aspects.
We count as aspects if we haven't really made use of them. We don't really inherently gain any benefit from it.
Well, you have the power of the aspect. And take twice as much damage for someone.
I feel as though, as members of the Stone Wall, it may be our responsibility to confront Saga, and if he is in fact being mind controlled, to free him of that.
That's actually a really good point and has changed my mind.
I'd like to know what he has to say.
Can I ask you, as a player and not as a person using this ability, whether Saga has class levels? Should I ask this question? Because you've mentioned NPCs are built different.
They are, but in this case, I would allow it because very explicitly a fighter.
I see. Oh, I can check total class levels and fighter class levels.
It's probably just max fighter, right? He's a samurai.
Yeah, actually, probably his class levels are higher than mine, but I think maybe checking his fighter levels and constitution score would be relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with those two. I don't see anything else being good to know. I could either do constitution or armor class. Which one should I check?
Brandon in the chat, do you have any ideas what we should do?
Say again?
We got a viewer.
Con maybe I think would be more useful if we're gonna fight him.
Con and fighter.
Probably pretty conny.
Con and
he
fighter.
Has more fighter levels than you do. And
16.
16. He has the same constitution as you.
Oh my gosh.
So
I relay this information to my allies.
What's that? You say Saga's just as hardy as you are?
It seems to be a point that many of us reach in training.
I
And
say
yet
we
his
go.
ability to practice that far surpasses my own.
I haven't heard many reasons to not talk to him, so
We could put it to a vote again. I vote we go.
I vote we go.
We should talk to Saga, but what I'm wondering is, should I change? I've never changed back ever since.
Change to
Yeah.
Isaac. I think that might help. Although Sagar does know about Angie, no?
Oh, he does. Oh,
So
right.
I guess
I
it is
feel
a net
uncomfortable
change.
changing back at this point. I don't want either of those people to realize that I'm alive.
make a choice quickly. Although you're not gonna be able to like change clothes or anything, regardless.
I'm going to give
Get
you
close no matter what.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds here as he's turning around.
I'm just gonna
Uh,
telepathy Saga.
Telepathy. Yeah, do that. That's cool.
Saga, is that you? Are you okay?
Bonari, so you survived after all.
Yeah, I see you did as well. But we've heard some concerning things. So
They're all true.
are you willing to talk?
I suppose I do owe that much to all of you.
You would like some answers?
Right. Then you may approach.
Oh, I can't chat in character while we're on the screen.
Uh,
Angie's gonna wave furiously.
We make ourselves known.
Right, you hop over an alley here. Let me get. All right, there's Saga.
Big Saga in the chat. I think I
He
have to read.
sheaths his other weapon, but he holds one out.
Yeah, well, as you can see, the Rising is still up and kicking. We got severely delayed thanks to fate, but yeah, I imagine you know more about what she's been up to than we do. Anything you'd like to tell us?
I have pledged my loyalty to her.
Why?
It was to protect my clan.
Out of character, is she gonna be doing that forever? Because that is very.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't need to. I don't need to shine forever. I can just put it into my robe.
Here's what I can do to make this not bad.
There's just torchlight. It's not like
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I set the luminosity to be very high, which I didn't actually need to do.
Why is she glowing forever again? Is she just carrying a torch?
my holy symbol is got the spell cast on it.
Oh.
Like,
If I can smother it, I can just put it in my
I
robe.
don't know,
and I
everlasting
won't-
torch. It's like a light spell, but it's on an item.
But it's
and
permanent.
forever.
She's super evil, so why don't you just not be sworn to her anymore?
Continual flame. That's a spell.
It doesn't work that way. I wish it did.
Why would you do all of that stuff just for such a thing? You know that's
Just
not a
for
good
my
reason.
clan, for my family.
You would doom the world, including them.
She would have done it without me, with or without.
I don't know, we're pretty good at things, and we're planning to go shoot her a whole bunch.
I wish
could
I
win.
had that optimism. I don't. I've seen what she's capable of.
You don't understand. She makes the gods move.
The gods can't intervene in this fight, and whoever wins gets to write the writ, and gets to choose what they can and can't do.
You've seen the preacher, right?
Yes, we've
Have you
fought
seen
him
his
before.
light?
Is light?
Seen his
Flashback to the
absence of
very,
light.
very beginning of the campaign. When you first
The
saw the
fire?
preacher,
When he blew up the
he
thing?
showed you a light, and he said, "This is the power of the gods that's been bestowed to me." And you said, "He's full of shit."
He is full of shit. He's still full of shit for that.
I don't know how, but she's found a way to channel the energy of the gods. And she's used it to create a homunculus, a divine homunculus. She can make the gods move on Bustan. That is her power.
The preacher's power?
Fate's power.
And the preacher is Fate's homunculus?
The preacher is just a toy to her. Her ultimate plan is to bind the gods into this form that she controls. She can already channel their power. The next step is going to be she'll have them at all times. All 15 gods and goddesses.
I mean, there are other gods other than the Conclave, you realize.
And it doesn't
Fif-
matter.
15
at
coordinating. Yeah.
I've already seen her. She controls the power of Michael.
Spit
I've
on the
seen her
ground.
use Nia Ray's light to summon tidal waves. She's become unto a god herself.
Then why hasn't she gotten the writ yet?
I don't know.
Because she's not all powerful yet?
She's afraid.
Conning you?
She can go and get the writ anytime she wants, but everyone will know she's doing it. She doesn't think she has the power to take the writ. That's why she hasn't. Can I roll anything? Can I persuade him of that?
You can make a persuasion check with disadvantage here.
Hooray! If someone can give me advantage, then I can turn it into triple advantage or whatever. Or do I need lucky for that?
That's lucky.
That one. That's the button.
Vonari, passive insight, you realize that Saga at this point is terrified.
Fate of everything?
You don't know. Just that he's acting like somebody who's given up just out of fear.
Somebody that I
Could you
used to
active
know.
insight it?
No, it's passive.
Could you active? I
Vonari
know-
has
I
a
know you
20
can.
passive insight. It's wild.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was just wondering if you could, like, since you asked the question, if that would be an active roll.
I don't think it is because you can't see from someone's body like what they're afraid of. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We could test it with
You could.
The stone wall's never been one to cow from danger just because it's scary or dangerous or there's a risk involved. That's not what the stone wall's ever stood for. We're supposed to protect the whole people, not just
But this-
ourselves.
The Stonewall was a sham organization that was propped up so that Sovereign could be taken into a place of power. That's it. Everything that we did was just her machinations.
She had planned this from the beginning before we were even born.
I mean, that's what she wants you to think. And you've fallen for it hook, line, and sinker.
He points at all of you. I did not write the list of names that was going to there. Sovereign didn't either.
Doesn't matter because her plan isn't working out. We've taken one of the Passapartuses hostage. Did you know that? One of our top lieutenants is in our control.
What?
We've
Is it Driel? No, you can't have taken Celis.
No, not
What
Sealis.
was the name of the guy again, Pog?
Drier.
We fought Drier in single combat, defeated him, and took him to a prison that our allies control.
He is a man bound by his word.
Drier is a good man. There's not a lot left. I killed him. You know, I killed Sovereign.
I know, but we'll resurrect him.
I killed my own best friend. Aren't you supposed to kill monsters? Is that why you've come?
Saga, there are deeper betrayals that houses have performed on their own.
I mean, this man here shot me and I'm still working with him. It's not about such petty things anymore. This is all much bigger than all of us. We just have to prevent the wrong people from owning everything. At any cost, at any risk, we have to try to stop them.
Saga, when you invited me to Stonewall, I thought, like Venari saying, that maybe we could do some good if we reluctantly work together, but you're the one who convinced me, who helped convince me that it could be more, that we could be friends, that we could have other people in our lives.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, please.
I have to press the plus button. Where is the plus button? There is no plus button. That's interesting.
Really? Yours looks
13.
different from when I roll it. Like when I roll a skill check, it doesn't show like the +3. Like it's a completely different layout.
Like
He-
in D&D Beyond.
He
Ah.
slams his sword into the ground and it cleaves through the rock. And he just falls to his knees. What have I done? What have I become? This isn't me.
My mother has convinced far worse people of far worse things, Naga. We can fix this. We can resurrect Sovereign. We can go after her. We can end this.
What matters now is what you do going forward.
We can't undo the past, but we can try to make the world better from where it is currently. You may have thought that the Stonewall was a sham and its police were a sham, but we truly believed in them. And still do.
You know, if you can really bring him back, I think we might be able to win.
Never give up hope, Saga.
We already have his body. We are traveling now to go and bring him back. But he'll need a friend to convince him to pass through the veil.
If you could, everybody, give me a d20 check.
Everybody?
Everyone.
A random d20, huh?
Well, you've added to the hope of the world.
Oh,
my
for
god!
that.
Because every time I roll hope, it's so low.
Critical. I mean, it's not critical, but it's still
It's the highest.
it's still a pretty good number.
But by what mechanism were we providing the hope? Convincing
bullying Sovereign.
him?
Yes, Sovereign's like, or Saga was like,
He's a big player, and inspiring him will drastically change things, right?
it's also like, I guess
All right.
we inspired him from like such depths, I guess you could say.
Also, I don't know if this is why, but we did just really freak out some presumably vaguely important members of the Conclave, and so showing that we're influential players
Alright.
probably gets more people on our side, which also is hopeful.
Oh my goodness! The
Problems happen.
tint, that was amazing.
Saga catches on flame.
Wait,
Cool.
what?
What?
Can we put him out?
Joining Sucker
Hold on, at least that's a spell for this.
Wait! I have a spell for this.
Great water.
I use Nere's Conjure Water.
All right, you gain piety for that. Go ahead and give me a religion check. This is to represent your control of Niere's magic here.
Did you say religion or
That's correct.
Arcana? Religion, okay.
Religion.
When you got this
Did it work? It worked.
flash of
I mean,
genius.
it successfully rolled. I don't know.
If anything,
Flash of
deserves-
genius.
if anything deserves a flash of
Oh.
genius, is this.
Sorry. I was typing something earlier, so I'm a little bit lost. You're rolling religion to summon water to put out the fire?
Yeah.
Well,
I know why I'm rolling to
And
get
what happened with the fire? That's when I was typing. Why
Saga
is he on
caught
fire?
fire,
now?
spontaneously combusted. I put water on the fire.
It just out of nowhere. Okay.
Well, we rolled for hope, and then he was on fire.
Being smited by fate, probably.
Okay. Then yeah, flash of genius. They put you up to 23.
Pog, I need to identify the effect. Can I identify the effect with my reaction?
You can.
Okay, I'll roll Arcana when I get back to my desk. I'm washing a dish.
And you guys can roll, right? In Foundry, just go to skills and click on the skill.
What's your bonus with the roll for you, Tim? Big Tim?
I'm back now. I'm completely sorry.
No worries.
If
Please
anybody
be
can,
good. Yes, 18.
You look all around and you realize that there is something affecting literally the weave of magic. And you feel like closer to this than ever before because of your newfound connection with Elise.
Is
Then-
it something external or internal to Sovereign? Or to Saga, rather?
This is external.
Okay, so after
Steeless?
Rain puts him out, I'm going to cast Odaluk's Resilient Sphere on him.
Oh my god.
Is that the one? Uh-oh, because you can use...
That's from
yeah.
Elise. It's from Elise.
He can be damaged by external effects.
The fire is put out and you can see he's like shivering on the ground as he is now inside the sphere. Hang on, I have a cool effect for this, everyone.
You just
I am
accept
out
it.
of sorcery points, but that's probably worth it.
why is the room green, by the way?
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Cool.
Some stuff happened.
Okay.
Like this.
This is the rare green alignment on the 3x3.
We have azure and we have crimson, and now we have the
Verdant.
emerald. Verdant.
Like
Jade.
Jockrob
Grass.
before, you see Fate's face has taken over both moons as she looks down.
Oh shit!
Oh my goodness.
This
How
is the real world.
obnoxious. So you attempt to turn my pawns against me. The Rising.
Saga is not your pawn. He's what rank is Saga?
He is
Of Stonewall.
a rook.
He's a rook of the Stonewall, not your pawn.
God, you...
I feel like he deserves inspiration for that. I feel like Jazz deserves inspiration.
I agree. You guys have been killing it with the roleplay here. I'm just like stunned all the time. Fate just looks down at you with just a scowl. You know, I probably should have killed you when I had the chance. You're far more annoying than I expected. How did you even get out of there?
We're just that good.
No matter. You can't escape my gaze. I've been watching you this whole time. I saw what you did to my beloved ninjas. But to think that you would even try to steal my episcopacies away from me. Your arrogance knows no bounds. I am a goddess. I see through the eyes of my followers. Did you really think you could escape my grasp and hide like the little ants and beetles that you are? You are beneath me. I let you live because you mean nothing.
Can I incite this?
Go ahead.
Oh fuck.
She means it.
We might about be able to take over the moons, but look at the Nyaxanchi around us. It took you years to bring the world to this state, and it is changing colors ever so quickly now that we're back in it.
Perhaps in years you can undo what I've done, but it will be too late by then. I've already won. This is what I wanted.
Then go to the Crucible, prove it. Invite danger upon your head.
So
Tell
be it.
everyone where you are.
I just have some preparations first. Oh, dear husband, you can see me, can't you? Your love meant nothing to me.
Percy.
Are you mad? Are you crying? I've seen the way you fight me. How much longer will your supplies hold out? I can't wait to see the look of absolute despair when you realize that you've already lost. And as for you, the Rising, so you've protected Saga. So be it. I'll just order his whole family killed. Wouldn't you like that, Saga? You killed Sovereign for nothing! You're dead to me, too. All of you are.
He seems pretty pissed off for someone supposedly winning everything.
I'll give you that for free. She is in fact quite angry that you have pulled Saga to your side.
I mean, she's not omnipresent then. She has not won.
Is she gone now?
The moon flickers, and you can see that the green light of above begins to fade away.
Oh, good, I got through another encounter without being revealed.
Saga, where is your family? We must make it there quickly. We gotta defend them.
Saga is just looking as like the green flames from above are just touching against the sphere. My family is in Okeanos. You really stood up to her. Really stopped her.
All is not lost. It's only over when you give up.
He just hugs you, Angie.
I'll hug him back and pat him on the back.
You really stopped her, didn't you?
It's the power of Elise can do many things, but only when filtered through powerful allies.
And so we end our session with Saga crying into your shoulder.
Feels good, man.
Shit,
Now-
that was immediately useful. Holy shit. That flash of genius on my proselytizing to Alex saved Saga's life.
Oh my god!
All as
Auto
Alex
there we go.
predicted.
Resilient sphere, baby.
The Rising are back!
Feels
We're
good.
back.
Already ruffling feathers. Oh yeah.
Alright, everyone. I'd like to thank Forgotten Adventures for the battle maps. What would you like to call this episode, everyone? We had an idea that was brought forward, but perhaps things have changed.
I mean, this is a pretty happy reunion, right?
Let's call it
I like the happy
episode 100.
coincidence.
We could do Saga's redemption.
Wait, a happy reunion actually works on 2 levels because of Saga.
Saga,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was thinking
I
about
like
that. There's probably some other pun involving Saga, like
The Rising's happy Saga.
Eh.
the
It's
saga
probably good.
continues.
Ooh, the Saga continues is good. The Redemption Saga.
The Redemption Saga.
The Saiyan Saga. Wait, what?
And maybe not the Redemption Saga, because has he redeemed himself?
Elise's Resilient Sphere.
At least his Resilient Spear.
That's a nice one.
Let's just
too.
call it episode 100, just to confuse people in the future.
I mean, it could even be like the happy saga continues or something. Like I don't know what the preposition or particle there would be, but just something simple like
Yeah.
Above
Another
board, by
happy
the way,
saga.
that fire was going to like burn Saga and dominate him. So you actually literally saved Saga from that.
Resilient Sphere, baby.
I mean, that's the
There's-
perfect use of Elise's magic.
It's a really good spell. Yeah.
Yeah,
him
while
on
that
water.
was happening, guys, I was whispering another secret to Pog.
Oh,
You and your secrets.
No,
Wah.
the secret.
No, it's
of
something
the...
I would have brought up, but I'll have to bring it up at the beginning of the session.
No, why not bring it up like
All right,
above board?
Yeah, I'll bring it up now. Yeah, Wielder does not forgive Saga, but he's gonna stay quiet for the greater
Oh,
good.
that's why he was staying silent there.
Yep.
Not forget. Oh no.
There's a
Oh.
cat in the backyard.
Feels good.
Backyard.
Yo,
All right.
Well,
dog.
we need to. I don't think we could actually resurrect Sovereign without Saga, honestly.
Really?
Because you have to go through
I
the whole
honestly
thing.
don't think we could.
Return the soul.
I
He's
think
been
that-
dead for so long. You need someone to convince him to come back, and Saga knew him the best for the longest by a lot.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yeah.
Sovereign's in what, the afterlife chilling? That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna oppose working with him. I was not
Yeah.
On a personal level. Yeah.
playing in so I had to speak up because if Pog was adding hope to the thing because of all of us forgiving him, I wanted to clarify. Well, maybe don't add my number.
Well, like,
Yeah, it's not because of forgiving him. It's because an Episcopatus has like not given up on the world because of you guys.
feels good, man.
Okay.
I think it'll be easier to bring Sovereign back than we think. He's the queen of the stone wall.
I think he's probably a monster already and reincarnated somewhere.
He's the queen of the stone
Yeah,
I don't
wall.
think so.
I
He's
think
not
he is as well,
reincarnated.
Matt.
He's
But
the queen of the stone wall.
do you
His
think that
job
would
to defend
actually-
Slaypool.
Do you think
That'd
that
be
would
so
actually
fucked up.
interfere with being brought back to life if you were reincarnated as a monster already? I mean, it could just kill the monster and bring you back.
I think we might need to kill the monster in order to cast the spell or something. I don't know how that works.
that makes more sense.
Which would be
Or-
cool.
Or
as
if
heck.
Pog hadn't thought of that, he's probably thinking, "Oh, that's."
I mean, someone would need to cast the reincarnation spell for that to happen,
Yeah.
right?
All right. I'd like to give a shout out. I don't usually do this. I usually give it to someone else, but I'm going to do it.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Street Fighter 6. That game looks so good.
Hey!
Yeah.
Game of the year 2023.
What's
Yeah,
my
with
next
the-
piety bonus, by the way?
What's your next piety bonus? Your
it's
next piety
25.
bonus. Yeah, it's at 25. But I'm going to actually do like little intervallic levels. Is intervallic a word?
Yeah.
Intervalic, maybe? Sure.
Interim.
I think you can
interim
construct
levels,
it
right?
with understood rules of the English language, such that even if it's not a word, it's
Intervalent.
Yeah.
I feel like interim
Intermittent.
works too. Yeah.
But anyways,
mean,
the point is
intermittent
I'm
would
going
be
to split it up
profitable.
to 15, 20, and then 25. And 15 and 20 are just going to give you more sorcery points. But then at 25, you're going to unlock spells up to level 6.
Ooh, that's a high level.
As a non-caster, basically, yeah.
Well, they have already
picked,
proven useful.
I picked level 6 for one very important reason. Create vulnerability. Let's go.
Vulnerability piercing.
But yeah, that's it. Great session, everyone. I had a lot of fun with this one.
That was
Bustan.
awesome.
That
You
was
skipped
fun.
every combat that I've had, and it somehow worked.
Yo, it's good. We need
I
to
like
create
that big
hope.
section in the middle where we talked about how pretty NG is.
Maybe we should encounter some just bad, evil monsters next session. Like, oh yeah, these are monsters. Oh yeah, if they were incarnated, they were jerks. They, maybe
Yeah,
some
these are
murderers.
savage, brutish orcs.
Like,
They're
they were
inherently-
already on
I'm
death
fine with not
row.
having combat, honestly.
I mean,
I thought this is a
we created hope, right? By not having
we
combat.
made a lot of hope this session. We
Yeah. I mean,
got
that's
the bar up like a
that's
quarter.
We are the
But-
embodiment of Slaypool's hope. We are the stone wall. We
But
protect.
I'm just saying, I would have fun fighting some mindless, obviously to be killed monsters.
We're gonna.
Well, I
end up-
mean,
we're
I was
gonna-
going to have you fight Saga to like save him, but you just circumvented the fight.
Oh,
Feels
geez.
good.
Pretty cool.
Feels
Yeah, I
good.
would
Like,
enjoy
what you
fighting
did, Lord?
Saga, I guess. I feel like there's a few strengths that the campaign has, like the really big boss-oriented fights, and certain kinds of skill challenges that are paired with puzzles and navigating through areas that we need to explore and stuff like that. So it felt good to me to take this session orienting more along the skill challenge route, and treating these different people that we're encountering in these situations that we're in as like, this is a trap. How do we disarm the trap? Where the trap is actually people, but what we're trying to do is like handle the political situation that we're in without
Yeah.
taking
Dying.
long-term damage.
It's so sick. All the other factions, plus the piety, plus this hope thing, it recontextualizes every non-combat encounter. It's amazing. Every counter. in
Felt like we
general.
made really good progress without killing anything.
I've got some interesting ideas for, believe it or not, changing up wielders. Some of wielders' more stubborn opinions.
So here's the thing about this especially is I just love the way that in the canvas world there's not really like bad people aside from like the obvious, you know what I mean? But like for the most part, when you encounter a group of conclavists, they're just trying to do what they can to make the world better. They picked the wrong team.
Yeah, then pick the rise.
So the other Episcopalities also saw that really kind of unhinged rant that Fate just had.
Mm-hmm.
We're
in her
making
head.
people lose face over and over.
We're living in Fate's head, rent free.
We're talking ourselves up mighty hard.
No, what do you mean? We
Okay.
literally are. She's like, "Oh, I should have killed you guys. Oh my god, these guys! Oh my god, suck! Oh my." She's mauling.
Let me remind you, Jad, that Fate doesn't know that Isaac is alive.
I know because you have that
She's dead,
special
yeah.
magic item.
Yeah. Everyone thinks Isaac is dead, so I have
Mm.
that at some point to deal like critical psychic damage or whatever.
Emotional damage.
Last second, Angie lifts the veil, puts on
And then
Isaac's
shoots
face.
her.
Look, the bar's orange now. It's not red.
Zero psychic damage, just assassinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, the bar is no longer red.
Hey,
That's
we're gonna
good.
max that bar out.
Is there visible changes to the world?
We'll find out next session.
We're gonna
Hey.
max the bar out. We're the
Everybody be
stone.
here next
That's
week,
maxed pretty
please.
fast.
We
Wanna
are
see
the embodiment of hope. We're gonna.
What are you talking about? We were
live
here this
stone.
week.
It just took a while. That's when I'm going to be on time tomorrow or next week. Because I'm
Oh.
excited to play again.
Let's get it.
Let's get
I
it.
just like
Let's
overslept,
go.
which happens a lot on Saturday because I'm like mentally recovering from those.
Is it that? It's that FF14 grind? Is that what it is?
I mean partly, but mostly it's because it's like the first day off.
Yeah.
Uh,